The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. It is Feel Good Friday, April 22nd, 2022. This sports show shall begin right now. Yeah. Can't thank you enough for joining us here at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. It is a glorious Feel Good Friday, and there is a lot to talk about. Speaking of, let's go to the toilet seat, boys.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to call you guys that.
Sponsored by Toto.
No, not yet. We got those bills coming up. The Toxic Table at Ty Schmidt. You look fantastic. That RK Bro 420 shirt is hysterical.
Yeah. Absolutely nasty. I don't have any shirts to wear with my Ninja Turtles hat, and then boom, we get the RK Bro 420 shirts. I got a new outfit.
Look at you accessorize it. You look fantastic. You look amazing. It's a good start for a Feel Good Friday for you.
It is. Absolutely.
Let's talk about you. Terrible Feel Good Friday, I'd assume. The Boston Bruins are officially dead. The Pittsburgh Penguins, which I pronounced dead just yesterday and said that they have a goalie that doesn't know how to play goalie just yesterday, I take back everything I said. Casey DeSmith, the new goaltender for the Pittsburgh Penguins, maybe the greatest hockey player to ever play hockey.
Yeah.
Maybe the greatest to ever strap him up. Maybe the greatest to ever wear a face mask. This dude stood on his head. Shut out the Boston fucking Bruins. And not only that, at Boston Connor, you have continued your ice-cold streak of gambling. You have not been a champion gambler at all.
Gambler.
I have rode alongside you for a long time into the
Bad
depths of
gambler.
bankruptcy on my FanDuel account.
Yeah.
Last night, I couldn't have been more sure of something. Even as the words came out of my mouth of, this guy doesn't even know how to play goalie. I don't even know this guy's name. He fucking stinks at hockey. You were like, Boston Bruins, hammer him, a good gambler.
Good
You've
gambler.
been cold for 3 weeks straight, and that cold streak continues. The Bruins stink. The Pens blew them out. Plus 125, three-way or whatever I had going there. I made a couple thousand last night.
Here
That's a
we
good
go.
gambler.
Yeah.
Bruins are dead. You stink. Sorry about it.
Well, it is what it is. Yeah, as my good friend Roman Reigns would say, we the ones that suck now because the Bruins right now are
Roman
not.
Reigns would never say that, by the way.
But he says we the ones. And we the ones, period, that suck right now,
Okay,
unfortunately.
okay.
And how was I supposed to know that Craig Live Free or Die DeSmith was from fucking New Hampshire?
Casey, you pig.
Casey DeSmith, whatever the hell his name
Casey,
is.
live free or die.
Yeah, Mr. Live Free and Die. If I knew that he was from New Hampshire, I would have known, this guy's going to have our number. He's been watching Bruins hockey his entire life. That's why he's such a good goalie, because he watched Tim Thomas and Tuukka Rask play for so goddamn long. So obviously, I digress. He's a very good hockey player. The Bruins are not dead just yet, but where the fuck is Pasta? I mean, we need Pasta.
He's still in the water boiling.
Yeah.
Still boiling.
That's the problem.
Yeah, the guy stinks.
Whoa, you know
I
he
used to
does.
say I wanted pasta on the pens. I don't need no pasta because I got the goddamn DeSmith.
Guy won't show up when it counts.
Hey, you're damn right. Sidney
he
Crosby,
will.
well, that's the best
Yeah, he
pasta of all
always
time.
has, always
Oh,
will.
my God. He's like rigatoni meets spaghetti meets everything. That's Sidney Crosby.
Sidney Linguini sucks compared to Pasta.
Oh, well, we won like 7-0 last night.
Oh, yeah.
Anton
Score.
Diggs is
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Nick Moraldo, host of That Talk to Talk alongside Gumpy and Rupper. Nick, how come this guy stunk at goalie for all that time and then now he's the starter, he's the guy? Is that just a different mindset, you think? And is this what we should expect out of this guy before Louis Domingue pops in?
Yeah.
It's a much different mindset, Pat. You know, it's like going from being a backup quarterback to a starting QB. Okay. As the backup, your job is to make sure that the starter has everything they need, that they're well taken care of, that they get the time off, and you come in and you're expected to play as well as them, even though you may not be as talented as
I
they
am
are.
the captain now, though, as Casey
But
DeSmith.
now it's his
Warner.
ship with Tristan Jarry out with a broken bone in his foot. So Casey's going to have to carry the load, and he showed yesterday that, hey.
And Louis Domingue is the one that's going to be making sure Casey DeSmith's
right.
water is cold,
Why?
coffee's
Why?
warm.
Why?
All right, Louis.
Casey DeSmith, Tom Brady, and
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like Drew Bledsoe was just the entire situation we had with Jari there, and we don't know how he hurt his foot. We hope he's okay, obviously. But right now, we got a hot goalie right now. Let's go ahead and let him continue to play until
Hey,
we win.
third shutout of the season for Casey.
What? How is this guy not in the fucking net for the Bruins then?
Because the other games where he didn't get a shutout, like a lot different outcomes.
Really? Oh, did he play against the Rangers? Was he the goalie when you guys play the Rangers every time?
No, actually.
Who was that? Tristan?
Yeah. Rangers might be getting a little nervous right about now.
Jarry
getting
fucking
better?
stinks. Yeah.
We got better.
Bullshit. That's because he's
Yesterday-
from New Hampshire. You're lucky you got a New Hampshire boy.
No, you hate New Hampshire. You hate Connecticut. The only thing you like is
Whoa.
Massachusetts. Live free or
Whoa.
die is the best slogan of all time. That's what Casey DeSmith does whenever he's in the goddamn goal. He's free back there. He said, you know what? I'm going to block this puck or I'm going to die. And that's because he is from New Hampshire. So shout out to New Hampshire for creating Casey DeSmith to be a fucking stud in the net because we're about to win the Stanley Cup championship with it.
We'll see.
But with that follow-up, hockey's not dead. We can say it is not dead. A sport that is very much alive. The NFL is always cooking. It appears as if the situation that began with Eric Burkhardt tweeting out a week before the Combine that the Arizona Cardinals better fucking pay Kyler or we ain't playing football. Publicly putting it out there, putting the pressure on the Arizona Cardinals from a media fan perspective. Laid out in this entire letter about how much better the Arizona Cardinals have gotten since Kyler Murray was their quarterback. And Kyler Murray was sitting around looking at everybody else getting paid, wondering, whoa. There ain't no organization or program that's had a bigger turnaround since quarterback's been added except for me. In the NFC West, which was absolutely packed and loaded, we ended up winning that thing going to the goddamn playoffs. Just a few years back, we had Josh Rosen playing quarterback. I don't know if you remember that. Now, granted, Cliff Kingsbury deserves some credit here because he's become a much better head coach and that entire culture has changed. Steve Keim, the GM, who has gotten added pieces, J.J. Watt, DeAndre Hopkins. They lose Chandler Jones, but they still got Buda Baker and a couple other boys, A.J. Green coming in there, James Conner coming in there. And the owner is spending money, so I assume there's a lot of responsibility to go around on why they've had success. But the quarterback, the most important position, it made sense for him to want business to change for himself on the rookie contract. But we did not expect it to be publicly in a diatribe written by his agent that basically said, pay him or we're not tweeting, we're not doing anything. Kyler's going to end up going to FaZe Clan. He's going to maybe play some baseball. He's going to do that entire thing. Then the Combine comes. Steve Keim, Cliff Kingsbury both have to answer questions. We actually asked Cliff Kingsbury right here about Kyler. It'll all get figured out. Business, the way business. They were just they were basically classifying Eric Burkhardt's letter publicly. Oh, that's just a way to do business. Not that it's ever happened before really in the NFL, but they were just describing it as that they're passing it off. So then Kyler obviously took all the Cardinal stuff off his Instagram. Holy shit, it's about to go Dahn. Is baby Buddha over there. The dude who's an absolute sensation at quarterback, rock star athlete, superstar on the internet. Kyler Murray about to become traded from the Arizona Cardinals. Then the Arizona Cardinals stuff started filtering back into the Instagram of Kyler Murray. Then there started to be more conversations and it seemed to kind of die off a little bit. Tom Pelissero brought it back up, said, hey, remember the timeline was to get a new deal before draft day. We're like, oh shit. So is Kyler and Eric Burkhardt still pushing for a contract because they seen all the money around them? Now, after Patrick Peterson and Chase Edmonds did a podcast All Things Covered alongside BMAC, CBS Sports Podcast, and Chase Edmonds and Patrick Peterson talked about the culture of the Arizona Cardinals and the type of guy that Kyler is, knowing that it would come to a head. There's a new ownership in town. Kyler actually answered that and said, hey, I want to win a Super Bowl in Arizona. Signed, sealed, delivered. I want to win Super Bowls with the Cardinals. Arizona is home. Then that even got a follow-up because Ian Rappaport tweeted that when Steve Keim was asked whether or not there was any chance of Kyler Murray getting traded, especially because this has been the most insane offseason of all time, Steve Keim said, 0 chance. Kyler Murray responded, 100.
Whoa.
So all is good again. It feels like in the 5th largest city in America, one of the most gorgeous places on earth, Phoenix, Arizona, with their star quarterback. He was working out with J.J. Watt. He's putting out positive tweets. He's got photos back on his Instagram. And we don't know if a deal is coming or if a deal is near, but we do know that it feels like they have a lot better relationships going on in the desert right now. And I think we're all very thankful for it because he's electrifying out there.
Yeah, I would assume he just, he has all the leverage, right? Realistically, I think he does. I mean, we talked about it, how he might be one of those guys who, if they didn't come to agreement, he'd just be like, hey, I'm good. I have a bunch of other options. I'm not going to play next year. And they know, their window is kind of now. They're spending all this money, bringing in all these vets, good established vets. They kind of need to pay him. They can't get rid of him. I don't know when. Maybe he backed off on getting something done before the draft. But when I saw this, I was like, oh, okay, he's going to sign a massive deal here soon.
100. They're already in a conversation because they've talked about him being in the future plans of the Cardinals. He's talked about his future, obviously, as a Cardinal. So they're going to get a deal done. Good for Kyler.
Yeah, massive contract.
Hey, good for Eric Burkhart, too.
Yeah.
Shocking the world with that letter on Twitter.
Chooses.
All is well.
Chooses.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever the hell it was.
Spelled a word wrong there.
Yeah, very bold decision there. Do you think Cliff called Pete Carroll and LaFleur hey, how you feeling now that for LaFleur almost lost your franchise quarterback, for Pete Carroll losing your franchise quarterback?
What's life like?
Yeah, what do you think?
What's life like right now? You guys signed Geno Smith. We saw that.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe he'll be a guy.
Yeah.
Drew Lock.
Got Drew Lock. Maybe he'll be a guy. But it's a lot different than the guy that just showed up hey, clear eyes, full hearts, ready to go. Hey, we're working. Here we go.
Different vibe.
Hey, listen, let's get to work here. Let's do some squats. Let's go run some routes on my house field and everything like that. Russell Wilson is just a guy.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying Kyler Murray's like that at all because I don't think we've heard that at all about Kyler Murray out there. But if you believe he's the guy and you know what it's like for teams and other teams to experience not having somebody and what their franchise is like as that owner, which is the son of the old owner who used to be a little bit of a cheapskate.
Yeah.
He used to be a little tight on the dollar. The old owner used to say, I don't need to spend $1 when 10 cents will do just fine. Okay, and I don't know if he had a Southern accent or not. He might have. That's not the case. He passed away in 2019. Rest in peace, cuz.
Rest in peace.
Thanks for everything you did for the NFL. Although you were a cheapskate, you were a big time deal for the NFL, so rest in peace to you. Son takes over. He starts spending money now. He starts trying to build a culture. So although Patrick Peterson and Chase Edmonds were speaking about a potential culture in the past of the Cardinals, they're trying to change that completely. Also, I'd assume whenever you bring in a J.J. Watt, it probably brings a little bit of competitive fire, although he's never won a Super Bowl either. It feels like the Cardinals are in a very good place right now. And I don't know if Kyler and Eric Burkhart knew that they're in a very good place, so why are we rocking a boat? Let's just pay this guy and keep this thing going. Or if they just thought to themselves, hey, isn't it time to pay the quarterback? Whatever the case, if he gets paid, everybody's going to be pumped up about it.
It feels like something happened. They had a meeting hey, Kai, we're gonna pay you. So why don't you calm down? We're gonna keep you here. And he was like, oh, okay, that sounds really good. All is good in the land of the rising sun. And he's like, I'll put out some good tweets this time, make everyone feel like we're all good again. So because I assumed Kyler wasn't gonna do that just on his own without them being like, hey, we're gonna pay you.
There is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun. That's literally all I can think of whenever you thought of that.
Yeah. And it's been.
Yeah.
Banger.
That's a banger.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's all I can think of whenever you're talking about that. But maybe Kyler is offsetting it, saying, hey, you can go about doing this in 2 different ways. Do you ever think about how they always talk about, we already addressed this, something like the back of your hand. Nobody really knows the back of your hand at this stage of life. I'm not sure. But you know how they say there's more than one way to skin a cat?
Yeah, sure.
How did that, were people just going around skinning the shit out of cats? Or is
I don't know. That is a weird expression, and I've honestly never really thought about it too much.
Because it's
but-
just kind of like a natural thing. I was actually having a conversation with a couple RK bros and some others, a couple weekends ago about that. I was like, how did this even become a thing? It had to be alluding to something else, right?
Is it like a big cat, like a lion or a tiger that you catch and you skin that and you make it like a rug?
Oh.
Not like a cat, like house cat, like a big cat, like hunting cat.
Maybe.
I always assumed it was like when they were like starving on the Oregon Trail and they had to eat something.
What do they always say? Yeah, I guess, but they're just catching a cat. Cat's gonna be tough to wrangle. I
Yeah,
think.
do they have cats on the Oregon Trail?
I'm not sure. Did the cats that we know just like kind of just go west before everybody else?
And they just
I
live
don't know.
They're like a mountain lion cat?
When did the domestic cats, get introduced to a lot? Anyways, who's skinning
Egypt.
cats?
Yeah, they were Egypt.
Egypt is when I just thought of it. Egypt was when they started doing the whole entire cats thing because they viewed their cats.
Were they skinning them or
No,
way?
they were like gods.
They were gods. Yeah.
So how'd that even become just an expression, like just skinning cats? I don't think I understand. That
I
had
think
to
we're
be
talking. I think
masturbating.
we're talking big cats,
Has to be.
leopards, tigers,
Bears.
exotic birds.
Jaguars. Jaguars.
Bears, not a cat.
Well, it's in the umbrella.
No,
Four-legged creatures with
No, but it is certainly nimble, though.
big teeth.
We have to do that. Anyways, maybe you get more bees with honey than with
Vinegar.
vinegar,
right.
is what Kyler is thinking. Maybe they're just trying to go about doing business differently. Like, hey, if I'm openly supportive of the Cardinals, I'm working out with the Cardinals, I'm at these OTAs with the Cardinals, hey, give me a deal. All right, I'm a guy. I'm a guy on the field. Off the field, I want to be here. We all want to be here. Let's go ahead and figure it out. I don't know. I feel like everything's normally negotiating. For whatever reason, I just feel like everything's negotiation nowadays, and it's sad that we have to think like that. But I do like the fact that it seems like it's much more positive between Kyler and the Cardinals. Speaking of negotiating, we may have got a little bit of an inside scoop into the San Francisco 49ers in Deebo Samuel's negotiating.
Yeah.
And listen, when you watch this, you're going to say, there's no way this is real. We've done some investigating.
Mm-hmm.
This seems to be potentially pretty real.
I think so.
So Miss Precious is Deebo's stepmother. She is a manager both in the music and the sports world. She has an Instagram account that we found, and she is a showman.
Oh, yeah.
Showwoman.
Show them.
She is electrifying. She's entertaining.
Yeah.
And she was live, I believe, on Facebook. She was fixing a light or one of those like little touch lights that you would put in like a bathroom or something overnight. She was live. And I don't know if she just goes live on a regular basis or not. It seemed like she was pretty comfortable.
Yeah, it looked like she does.
See, it seemed like something she does on a regular basis. And there is a chance, a very, very good one, that the internet sleuths found Deebo Samuel having a conversation in the background about his negotiation, even mentioning A.J. Brown. And this was all captured live on his stepmother, also manager, I believe, a part of her management group, Miss Precious's Facebook Live.
How much you turn out there? Hey, I ain't turning out nothing. I ain't got no offer.
That's Deebo, allegedly.
You ain't trying that simple. You got to go to the table too.
He is fine. He sleep. My little grandbaby, he's sleeping.
Tori said, them folks said they ain't going past 20. They said they know you worth it, but they ain't going to give it to you. What the fuck? That don't even make sense. AJ Brown.
Hey, AJ Brown.
Dude from the Titans. So they told him.
Did he go through the draft with you?
They told him. They offered him $20 million, but they know he can get more, but they not giving him more than 20.
That's what they told him?
Yeah.
Ain't no way.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I think that's
that's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wild.
That's 2022. Everybody talks about Kyler Murray taking, his photos off of Instagram and that being like, the most 2022 thing of all time. So 2022. Now, on the flip side, we're hearing a lot about the behind the scenes of potentially what's going on in the background of Miss Precious. And by the way, we did not find this. This is not us talking. We are big fans of Miss Precious.
oh
she's
yeah,
awesome.
oh yeah.
Big, big, big fans of hers. This just happens to be something that is very public now at this point. Shout out to the Twitter account. Who was it? Move the ticker. There it is. 49ers Focus found this. So I'm assuming 49ers fans have a lot of eyes on a lot of things trying to figure it out.
Locked in.
And if Miss Precious, who is Deebo's stepmom and also manager and potentially involved in any business decisions, and she's going live every single day. You would think that 49ers fans are potentially tuning in just to hear if anything slips out about what's going on with Debo, who has a great relationship with her. So now we're learning, allegedly, if that is potentially Debo Samuel. A.J. Brown was told by the Titans, hey, we can give you $20 million. We understand that somebody else might be able to give you more money. That's because he shares the same agent as A.J. Brown and also DK Metcalf in Mr. Tory Donby.
Gandy.
Tory
Gandy, right?
Gandhi.
Gandhi.
Condi?
Dondy?
We were saying Dondi yesterday.
I believe
like
it's Tory Dondy.
It is Dandy. We know it's the pronunciation Dandy.
Yeah.
It's Tory Dondy.
Dondy.
Dandy.
Dondy line.
Absolute dandy.
He is a dandy, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a champion
Champion
dandy.
Dondi.
It's got a good
Dandy.
IG. Got a
Gandhi
good
is
IG page.
Tommy.
Anyways, Tory Dandy, he represents Debo, AJ, and DK. So I don't know if it was Tory that he said allegedly to, because it sounded like he said it. George said at the beginning. George said they're not going to give you anything more than 20. He said, I ain't got no offer at the beginning. So the Niners had not made him an offer yet. So it's not like the number was the thing that offended him, right? We can take away from that if that is Debo Samuel in the background of his stepmom, who is electrifying Facebook Live. So they haven't made him an offer. That can't be what offended him. So I would wonder if it is the conversation that he's hearing from like AJ, his agent, and what's potentially going on that is making this a standoff. Could this all be settled with an offer from the Niners that is explained like, hey, here's for your wide receiver roles. Here's what we would like to add on top as an incentive base for you to be a running back and what's going on. Because it sounded like Debo's just chilling, doesn't know much about the situation, just kind of explaining what he had heard, and he's almost removed from it as well. Tory Dondy, probably be a good conversation. We'll talk to Ian Rappaport in the third hour today. I can't wait to hear what he's going to say about it all.
Well, and I saw on Reddit, there were reports coming out, and who knows how accurate they are, but that the 49ers' initial offer to Debo was in the range of $19 million, that they didn't even go to $20 million. So, I mean...
Run that thing back real quick. Let's go from the beginning, make sure we have the sound up.
How much you turn out there? Hey, I ain't turning out nothing. I ain't got no offer. You ain't trying that simple. You got to go to the table too.
He is fine. He sleep. My little grandbaby, he sleepy.
Miss Precious, nobody cares. We love your grandbaby.
Yeah.
Tori said, them folks said they ain't going past 20. They said they know you worth it, but they ain't going to give it to you. What the fuck?
I love her.
Yeah.
AJ Brown.
Hey, AJ Brown.
He was on the Titans. So they told him.
Did he go through the draft with you?
They told him. They offered him $20 million, but they know he can get more, but they not giving him more than 20.
That's what they told him?
Yeah.
All right. So, AJ Brown's probably not thrilled about that.
No.
Yeah.
That's probably where that's probably information coming from what Tory Donby, right? Dondy. Dondy, who is doing these deals. Doesn't sound like he's that like upset though. Feels like this can get righted.
Yeah,
right? Didn't
for
it?
sure.
That felt
Yeah.
like it could get righted. And whoever's on the phone would like that person in my life.
Yeah.
That person seems like a great
a
hype
real one.
person. Yeah, hype. But what the fuck? Yeah, I love that. Whoever that person is, everybody needs somebody in their life like that. I wonder if Miss Precious knew that her live stream was going to become like this. So it's probably most watched, most viewed.
Oh yeah, by far. And
I don't know. We saw some.
true,
videos.
she
she's got
does have.
talent.
She's got some pipes, but this kind of completely contradicts what Schefter's saying too, right? Because Schefter's saying, hey, they'll pay him. You know,
Contract is what it is.
Yeah, they'll pay him if he comes in today, tomorrow, whenever. They'll give him what he wants. But Debo's saying now that he doesn't even have an offer, so it's kind of. Like, what's going on if those are the two separate camps reporting two different things?
Yeah.
And that seems to be candid Debo, right? It's not like...
Well, and also, who knows if Debo's gassing up whoever he's on the phone with, too. Debo could be working a little bit there as well to whoever's on the phone. They might know somebody. We can't be 100% sure of any of it, but that was an electrifying live.
Yeah.
I wish I could see more of it. And the grandbabies, I apologize for saying we don't care, but at the time, honestly, there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes there, Miss Precious, that we would like to hear. Hope the grandbabies just sleep and hope they are fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's okay.
The grandbabies?
Yeah.
Seems like it.
We don't know.
Just
Seems just
hanging
sleeping.
out. Yeah. Did you see the Terry McLaurin stuff yesterday?
What?
It was nothing legitimate. It was just a lot of people because Terry McLaurin kind of falls into this category of, you know, great young wide receiver and needs a new contract. Someone was saying, hey, why don't we bring Terry home to Indianapolis, where he's home, where he's from?
Come on, Scary Terry.
Come back.
Hey, Scary Terry, you ain't gonna be able to get the money that all these other guys get because your team Hasn't been anywhere near the primetime spotlight or in good graces with anybody.
That's
Never.
right.
So that's going to be a big part of it all, like Debo with the Niners, they've had a lot of success. So he's going to get paid more. Tyreek Hill with the Chiefs, he said they've had a lot of success. He's going to get paid more. Devontae Adams with the Packers, he's had a lot of success. Going to get paid more. Now, Christian Kirk debunks that a little bit because he's going to the Duval. But hey, we got money for Terry to come back on home.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
Let's get to a break. We'll be back.
He went to
Cathedral, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yeah.
Mr. Football.
Yes.
absolute stud.
Learn your city.
Come on.
Learn your
To be honest,
surroundings.
I didn't know Indiana played football. Okay, from Western PA.
Tony would learn the goddamn city if the team was
Thought they only
something.
played basketball here.
To be clear, I'm not a champion of Indiana information. I did know Scary Terry was from here because they had a bunch of local news stuff on him while he was crushing it.
Coming up.
But there is some people that get announced from Indiana, and I'm like,
Really?
this Indiana?
Byway.
Indiana, Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Yeah, Indianapolis creates some stuff. A lot of money in this fucking city, too.
Yeah.
Because it's very centrally located. So look for a lot of your logistical people to be here. And then all those Indy 500 race cars.
That's
yeah.
right.
Oh shit! Almost May.
Hey, that's coming
Almost,
down.
man! Woo!
Countdown begins.
Trying to figure out whether or not, because we like the drivers, hate the course.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Do we promote the thing for the good of the drivers?
I mean, maybe we just go golfing during it. Then we get in there. You can work on your game. We get inside for a little, give a couple.
See the rave.
There's a great little place here. Go drivers.
I saw a driver the other day saying thank you to Yellow Shirts, and I said, "Well, this guy doesn't fucking know anything."
Yeah, the yellow shirts are the fucking worst humans on earth. Worst.
By far.
Yeah.
Destroyed an
they
RV.
Wow.
Single-handedly.
We've watched the footage back.
Yeah. Where were they at the after?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. You're right, Zito. You're right, Zito. All those yellow shirts, even cross state line.
Come on in.
You give somebody a little bit of power that's never had power before, or maybe a meal in the last couple weeks. Give them power all of a
Yeah.
sudden. You can see how they maybe wield that.
Go to their head a bit.
Sword a little bit too strong. That happens at the Indy 500, but that's because there's 300,000, 400,000 people there.
Yeah.
And if it's not the yellow shirts, then who is it?
Yeah.
If they're not the ones saving the world, then who is it?
Place will descend into chaos.
If they're not the ones stopping you from crossing a crosswalk just because they have the ability to stop you from crossing a crosswalk, even though there's no cars coming either way, and then when you say, hey, you, shut the fuck up, I'm going to walk, and they go, ah! And yell, and you.
yeah. Well,
You just got to expect that.
They're thinking, hey, this guy might end up on fucking turn 3 if
right.
I don't get him across this safely.
If he walks across this street too quickly, he might have too much momentum that actually carries him right
through
into
the
the
fence.
fucking pit lane.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. You never know.
They got that place locked down. And what we're saying, a little bit of ridiculous power the yellow shirts have.
Yeah, a little too much.
Yeah.
It is something. If you've never been, you should go to the Indy 500.
You should. But if you're not from Indiana and you go once, you're probably good.
Yeah, you get it.
You experience it.
Yeah.
Bring your walking shoes.
Bring your walking shoes.
Bring your drinking liver.
Yeah. Get out of there at a good time, because if you don't, that Uber on the way back, hey, oh boy, you're either not going to get one or it's going to be $500.
Yeah, you're going to miss the milk ceremony. Just watch that one on the internet.
Bingo.
But you need to get out of there with probably 50 laps left.
Yes.
60
least.
laps left.
Yeah.
All right. You're welcome. And we
That's
covered-
500.
Look at us. We just covered the Indy 500 too.
Boom.
Look at us. We're doing our due diligence, I think, for the city. Good people. A lot of people in Indiana absolutely love the Indy 500, as they should. It's the biggest sporting event in the world every single year. It's a blast. A lot of questionable decisions get made over there.
Yeah, a lot.
We'll be back in 4, answering some phone calls on the 5 Energy phone line. Also, chit-chatting about the potential of the Jets getting Debo now. Did they hear Miss Precious's thing? And what about the draft spectacular 6 days? Do we have any surprises to announce?
Ooh, maybe.
All right, I'll announce first guest that's going to be
Okay.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're back in 4. You have got to experience so many things, both as a businessman off the field and on the field. Is there a moment when I ask this question that pops your mind, like, what's the craziest shit you've ever seen in your entire life? Because there was a time there where it felt like you were just getting dropped into insane situations and the world was like watching you do things. Man vs. Wild, you and that Bear Grylls guy, fucking electric. That was maybe the most electric shit I've ever seen. Is there anything that you think of whenever you think, like, what's the most ridiculous thing you've been a part of?
Probably some of the most ridiculous shit I ever been a part of was, I had got the restaurant which I'm in right now, and when we first got it, I would come in here and I would, clean up and go outside in the front, sweep up, make sure everything looked nice and shit. And one morning I got up here and I noticed, damn, this is a funky ass smell. And I looked, to the side of my front door and it's a big ass pile of shit. And I'm talking about human shit. Yeah, and it's right on the side of the door. So I was like, somebody done came and popped the shit right in front of the door. Like, oh, this shit is crazy. Like, I can't be in here serving food. Motherfucker come walk in and they smelling straight ass cheeks when they come in there. Like, I don't think that's the restaurant I need to eat in. So, man, I get the water hose and I'm hosing it down. And, I see, we got a couple, dolphins that usually walk back up in front. Hey, man, did you do this? Like, oh, no. So, one of them owned up to it. I said, look, man, check it out. So you don't do this no more. Look, you come by here, we get you we get you a broom and you help us, we help you. You feel me? And we put together a little I put a proposition together for him and I ain't cleaning up shit no more.
It's a win-win. It's a win for everybody on that one. Hey, one of your former teammates. Yeah, hey, everybody wins. You're helping the people, man. That's awesome. That's why people love you. But hey,
one of them owned up to it. Just a line of questioning. The line of questioning.
His name was Willie owned up to. Matter of fact, he just left out. He saying sweeping up. He like, hey, what's up? Oh boy, I've been looking for you. You feel? Okay. Yeah, we bust down together up in the front of the restaurant to get it all cleaned up and everything.
Hey, you're helping people. Hey, Willie went from shitting outside to working inside. Let's go.
Yeah. All right.
Let's go, Willie. Let's go.
Give it up for my boy Willie, man.
I want to tell you a story. A story about a young man who once had a gambling problem, perhaps, before all these FanDuel sports books. The greatest app, the greatest place to gamble existed. There were bookies. There were illegal gambling rings. And one time, yes, I was part of one. And I could not pay my bill, per se. I broke my legs. But now, because of FanDuel Sportsbook, they saved my life. That's why I will always gamble with the #1 sportsbook in America, FanDuel Sportsbook.
Hey, welcome back. I have to make a correction. Miss Precious was live on TikTok, not on Facebook.
Okay. All right. Good to know.
Didn't know they could do that.
We're getting into TikTok, aren't we?
We are.
Yeah, we got TikTok now.
Yeah.
Here we go.
We're Jake Talk guys.
Well, we're not. I mean,
We're not.
We're just having somebody that is a Mitt Talk person
Perfect.
post shit from our show on there. So we have some sort of presence. So maybe one day we'll get on there and do a live, do a thing.
Here we go.
I don't really understand the TikTok.
No, not at all.
And I sound like an old saying that, but I'm cool with that. Like, not everything's meant for me, you know what I mean? Like, some people who do the internet game will dive into everything, you know? And I take a lot of pride in the fact that we will not. No, you know, there's some things where it's like, probably shouldn't do that.
Not our lane.
Even though I'm a pretty good dancer, by the way.
Yeah, you are.
Pretty good dancer. Probably could have got into the TikTok dance thing early, but thought to myself, that doesn't need to be me.
No.
Other people can do that. Yeah. But TikTok has evolved so much into a platform that Mitt absolutely shows off his fashion. And dives into things.
Sure.
And, you know, I feel like we should at least have a presence on there because there's 72 other accounts that have a presence of us on there. So I figure we might as well put out our own.
There's an award show that TikTok offers now, too.
Really? The TikToks?
The TikTok award show, yeah. Or the TikToks, yeah.
Oh, we need a TT.
Yeah. Need a
TT.
Yeah.
Do you remember when TikTok first kind of hit the internet and it was just old hillbillies lip syncing?
Yeah, I do.
I don't remember those days.
Yeah, and then the youths kind of took over with their dance moves, and that kind of really skyrocketed it to popularity.
Well, it was a lot of fun because people just like to dance without being judged, you know?
Yeah.
That's why TikTok was like, hey, come in here and do these dances that
Dance your ass off.
are naturally terrible dances, so you won't even feel bad about it.
And then there's a lot of conspiracies with TikTok, I think.
Well,
that
yeah, that's
might
true,
have
actually.
frayed us away from it for a little bit. Not that I believe in any of them, but they are definitely talked about.
I mean, the Chinese facial recognition software?
Well, and then taking over our entire lives and killing us.
I'm not pointing any fingers. I'm just saying that was a possibility when it first came out. The government did their own thing
That
with
was
the
an
app.
alarming amount of coverage was happening towards that.
Sure. Yeah.
And then we were seeing what was going on, and I think that immediately in my brain was like, all right, don't need it. I live without it.
Not worth
I'll
it.
move on. But I seen everybody have a blast on there.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was going to the TikTok. I tried a couple times. Every time I go over there, it was just, all right, I don't want that on my screen as soon as I open a goddamn app.
Yeah, can't do it.
It was just it was literally a bunch of butts and boobs.
Really?
As soon as I went over there. And then I followed Mitt. The only person I followed was Mitt. So then I tried to get over there, and it was like, I'll set this thing for only the person I'm following to pop up on my screen. Then Mitt started putting his butts and boobs all over that thing.
man.
So every time I got on that thing, it was just like, all right, I don't fucking want this in my life. I tried, and I'm away from it. Now we're getting back into it. I'm proud of it. And by the way, you know, that's how some things are going to go. You know, some things are going to go, and then they're going to go, and then inevitably, when the time is right, we're going to try to give it a real go. And I think that's what our TikTok relationship is right now. It's blossoming.
At Pat McAfee Show official. That one is us.
Okay.
In case you
every
see
other
other
one got
accounts.
Now that I'm
Yeah.
Every other one got taken.
Yeah, I'm not as much worried about the facial recognition anymore. If I'm going on there and there's just butts and boobs everywhere, I might be all the way
Well,
back
Mitt
in.
told me that's the fucking these apps.
They try to break you early.
What is the deal? Get me out of here. I'm trying to fucking learn some shit over here because I guess TikTok's got like actual learning shit and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Golf tips?
I think there is
Oh,
golf
I'm
tips
sure
on
there
there.
is golf
Okay.
tips.
I don't know. I don't know
There's a
enough
lot of
about
people
it.
cooking, like making, you know, like
Guaranteed.
just like how to make like a pretty easy meal, and they go step by step on there. Like that stuff makes sense.
Spiritual guidance.
Landscaping tips, I
So
believe.
they're
are on
probably just because I only followed Mitt. Anything that Mitt watched probably became.
Yeah,
I'm saying, yeah.
Osmosis almost.
his brain was your brain, unfortunately.
Oh.
Jesus.
Hey, it's an honor. Best mock draft in the game.
That's right.
True.
With that being said, different stages of life, vastly different stages
Yeah,
of
yeah.
life. So I'm not on TikTok, but we do have a representative on TikTok. It's just like on YouTube. You know, there's a bunch of people basically using our shit to make videos.
Oh, yeah.
And we don't send cease and desist to anybody.
No.
Pretty good concept ideas that they had there. You know, the Ant-Man, I believe, he created the toxic table cut-ups. And I remember watching that and going like, hey, why haven't we done this? This is actually a good idea. And then, you know, we didn't know what the right thing to do was because it felt like it was that person's bit. It was that person's thing. And I was like, but we're fucking letting you use our shit. And then people were thinking that he was actually a part of our page. So much respect, but also, hey, Bill, can we get a fucking cut up with a hilarious show? You know, that was, there's a lot of that. And then we're obviously in the middle of being up to something. Is it that we're on TikTok?
Maybe.
Breaking!
Imagine if that was it.
Can't believe we revealed it already.
Well, I just let it slip out.
Yeah.
That's Feel Good Friday. You know, we're
True.
We're chit-chatting out here. The Up to Something season is interesting this year because there is about 45 different ways it could go
Okay.
right now.
That's up to something.
That's how you truly know it's up to something season.
Yeah. And with numerous companies, numerous conversations. And there's only one person that really makes the decision. And that's why all the guesses on the internet are hysterical because I don't even fucking know what I want to do right now.
Yeah.
You know, that's something I haven't been sleeping well, you know, because I have to try to figure out what is most important for the show. Oh, what's most important for the show is for the show to continue to happen.
Yes. Sure.
For the show to continue to happen exactly in the ability that it is, with no oversight, no overreaching, no networks trying to do anything. But how can we make it bigger, grander, and do bigger and better things? So that's like the constant battle. Then there's obviously like extra stuff that get tossed in opportunities that are incredible in something like, oh shit, never thought that could have been possible. But can that happen while show still happens at a level in which like we want the show to continue to go?
Yeah.
One's not going to suffer.
No.
Yeah. But also cool. That is very awesome. Should we add it in there? And you know, and this is not me just continuing to hype on this again, but like I feel like normally there are people in blueprints that you can rely on or whatever. We're very fortunate because the people that watch, and because of the amount of like, no, we don't want you, no, we don't want you, no, we don't want you, the freedom we've been able to build, there's not many others in the past that are pretty similar to what we have and what we are doing. Aside from like, if you look like Rogan, I guess, Rogan was one show dominant. Hey, we're just going to go ahead and build this thing. And then the deals that he made, I obviously watched and was like, okay, what are the drawbacks from that? But what is the massive upside to that as well?
Yeah.
So for us, it's kind of an interesting thing, and I'm trying to get it all right. But anybody that says they know what we're doing or what we're up to has no fucking idea what we're up to, because honestly, I have no idea what we're up to.
Yeah. So
But I do know that we are up to something because the decision has to be made within like the next 2 weeks or so. So it's like, all right, we're up to something. What if it's just absolutely nothing? What if up to something was, I've decided to up to something season, we're not doing anything, we're doing absolutely nothing.
Well-
That's still possible.
Yeah.
And just, no matter what, we know we got an ace in the hole. We will not be in this studio for
Oh, the Thunderdome's coming.
Yeah, that's up to something.
Hey, the Thunderdome, by the way, going through all the final stages, that's another thing that has to be thought about on a regular basis.
Yeah.
That's odd. CFO Phil and general contractor G.I. Joe Tim.
Yep.
That's big. Yeah, that's been their big task.
Yeah, Tim won't stop setting up booby traps outside the new office.
Tim was getting curls in the middle of the Thunderdome meeting this morning.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting curls in. He's getting all yoked up. He's got G.I. Joe camp coming up.
Gotta stay sharp.
He's about to fuck somebody up.
Oh yeah.
He looks great.
Yeah, he goes against other people in his age bracket, like in like hand-to-hand combat and shooting and all this shit. I don't think you want to do that.
No.
I don't think if you're any other 60-year-old or whatever the fuck he is.
Yeah.
I don't think you would do that if you're 30.
Unless you were a Green Beret.
Listen,
for
I ain't.
30
Hey,
years.
Tim, I'll toss your fucking ass around. All right, Tim, you need to know that.
That being said, if you know a 6-year-old in your area going to the G.I. Joe camp, probably tell them not to go.
Not to. Whenever you see the Tim
Parents,
McAfee looking
yeah.
motherfucker, just stay away.
Unless it's Jean-Claude Van Damme, and then I don't even know.
Bro, you got a goddamn boat. Okay, so
Yeah.
my parents just became millionaires. Everybody saw that, you know, and we are a family of people that aren't supposed to have that type of money. I've said that when I got money, and Tim and Sally are executing that perfectly right now. I mean, obviously, first thing they do, can we buy? What's the nicest boat you guys have at this boat expo? Boom. We were the one right in the middle, right in the front. Just like me, runs in the family. Got the boat. Boat was there the first day. We're talking about fucking Skipper Tim now.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
Sweet boat.
Oh, my God. Driving that thing. It's in.
Oh, let's
yeah,
go.
it's
Yeah, it's in. It's at the house, obviously. It's parked at the dock. It's awesome. Got a good chance to check it out last night. Tim and Sally living their fucking best lives, and I've never been more pumped for them. But Tim will fuck somebody up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did they name the boat?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how that process goes.
I'm sure they'll get into it.
Might as well.
I'm sure Sally and Tim will agree, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That'll be something. I'm sure my dad will have an idea, and my mom will love it.
Yeah, gotta christen it.
Yeah,
right.
break a bottle on it.
Okay.
That's like a boat thing.
I thought you were talking about my parents having sex. Fucking relax. All right, dude, fucking relax.
You gotta consummate the boat.
Well, listen, they don't. Okay? They have had sex, obviously,
Well, yeah.
and I'm proud of them.
Look how that turned out.
2 times.
Yeah.
They did great. Let's go to the fence. So what I'm saying with everything is, who knows?
We'll see.
Yeah.
There's some potential massive things coming,
Yeah.
though.
Oh yeah.
Well, and you've already said this just to hammer it home. The show's still going to be free. You don't have to worry
And
about
live,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, and live.
It almost felt like they were trying to get me there with that reporting.
They a little bit.
Like, oh, let's try to get him to, let's try to piss off his fans a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, he's taking the show behind the paywall. Fucking dead.
Don't do that.
He's you sellout. People start calling me a fucking sellout.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jesus.
I was going to say this yesterday because I looked at the responses to that report or whatever you want to call it. And all the stuff I saw I was actually surprised at how happy everybody
Well,
was.
that's Tone. You said you wanted to say that, and I don't know if you meant like live or not, but off air, Tone came up to me and was like, "Hey, don't know how close we are with Amazon or if Amazon's even a thing. Seems like people love it." I was like, all right, thank you, Tone. I appreciate that.
No.
Because I try to keep everybody like informed, but also no need to worry about it. You know, like that is kind of an interesting way. And I guess we'll hindsight that business blueprint at some point on whether or not it was the right idea or not. But I feel like that isn't something that you guys should have to worry about. But I did appreciate that from Tone. Don't know if we're like close with Amazon, like the internet's saying or not, but seems like everybody really loves it.
Yeah.
So
People are
something-
No, I've learned. You're right. Yeah, I don't need to be involved because
No.
That's also just not the way it works. I mean, we're probably more privy to what's going on than most people who work at companies are.
Yeah.
You have no idea what's going on.
buy
It's just like-
400x.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
assume. Yeah, you're not just kept behind. Yes, 100% true. But also, like, and this is this is kind of my issue with the Packers. Like, I feel like you need a person to blame. Like, there has to be a vision. There has to be a one-stop at the end because there's a lot of great ideas. Everybody has a lot of great ideas. In my eyes, I might be wrong, and I might end up being wrong. But I feel like for a business to thrive, you have to have a woman or a man that is the end-all. Their vote's worth more than everybody else's vote. Here it is. So then if it works, by the way, okay, when that person speaks, let's give it a little bit more credibility. And if it doesn't work, by the way, okay, boom, let's recycle and see what we can do here. So I feel like that is why, I don't want to give too much information on everybody's plate, but also, like, I don't want anybody to feel any sense of guilt if it ends up not working at all, And that's something that is a very real, especially whenever you're like a real vibe show, which we are a vibe show.
Oh, yeah. Big time vibe.
We are a big time vibe show.
Yeah.
Vibe check.
Which then goes into like the energy check. Like, how do I keep my energy and sustain with what I'm agreeing to? I'm a high energy person, always have been, always will be, I think. But that has to go into the decision making as well because future me has to deal with current me's decisions.
Yeah.
And future me at numerous occasions has been like, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, this is not a good idea. So we're trying to learn, trying to do it all right, trying to enjoy it all while we go. But I have no idea what's going to end up happening at this exact moment.
Yeah, it's like super exciting, but no matter what, we all know you still got to come in and do the show. Like, it's not as if anything happens overnight, and we learned that with the FanDuel deal. Like, nothing happens at the snap of a finger. Like, no matter what.
Oh, guys, it's over.
Yeah,
We did it.
We did it. Oh, no, actually, now we have to actually.
Now the real work.
Now it starts.
It's not work. We're lucky to do it. We're very thankful for everybody. But no matter what you read on the internet, know that who knows?
Maybe.
Like that, maybe.
Yeah.
Like literally what I said to the TMZ guy, Ryan Schindler of TMZ Sports. He said that he had it sourced that I was doing Amazon Prime Thursday Night Football and maybe moving my show to Amazon Prime, I believe, and then or Twitch and Prime and then something else. And I try to be as honest as possible because I got a lot of respect for the TMZ folks. I used to watch that show and everything like that. But it's like, maybe, man. We'll see.
Well, his source was fuck off sports. So it's like, how the hell are we supposed to even know that what they're saying is real?
Well, I got a text from that other person that ended up reporting it.
Oh, yeah.
In the,
Forgot about that.
Yep.
that felt like that was quite a guess of what was potentially going to happen. But maybe.
Yeah. Throwing something out there, maybe it'll stick.
Maybe. I mean, so many different businesses currently we have conversations going with.
Yeah.
There's some things that could come out of like left field for some people. Be like, was that what we was? Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Was it? I don't know.
At this point, I'm hoping they say some other, place, and that place is like, you know what? That's actually a fucking good idea. And they reach out to you.
Yeah. How come that can't happen? Yeah, that'd be great. Maybe that's what people do. They start, linking. Oh, maybe we should start leaking some stuff. Like,
lighting the fuse.
oh my God, Pat is thinking about working with Elon Musk
Yeah.
on creating the first show for space. Something
Breaking
like that.
Tim Cook wants Pat as the next CEO of Apple.
Well, Apple is getting into the NFL rights.
Yeah.
They are.
Pat's bringing smooth cream to the States.
We should think about doing that.
That would, result in world peace, too. So
All these ideas, by the way, sound like great. Like every concept sounds great and is with good people and blah, blah, blah. But then you have to deal with the money on the back end, which is an entire another conversation, which we learn from the NFL every single day.
Yeah.
So up to something, season's crazy. But let's get to some phone calls here. Let's go to Tori in Indianapolis. What's going on, Tori?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, what's up, Tori?
Hey, Pat, I was wondering, since you're I know you're riding high off the Indianapolis, not off the Indianapolis, off the WrestleMania wave. Since you're the new People's Champ, when can we expect you to bring some gold back to Indianapolis?
Oh, thank you, Tori, for the optimism. I mean,
Already got it.
Tori, what do you call it? And what do you call that?
Wow, 3-time.
What happens with that? I mean, that's a whole nother.
Yeah.
Another thing. Yeah. Forgot about that.
That's a whole nother. I mean, let's go to the phones. Hey, soon, man. Bring title back home.
Hell yeah.
Maybe an OCW title even.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
Hey, those OCW clips
They've
have been awesome to revisit.
Easter, I watched that clip 10 times.
Thanks to Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Saved our souls.
Yeah.
We would have had to go to the hell with the devil. All because of what happened. How'd that whole thing start? I remember somebody said something about the devil.
Nick did something.
Nick talked shit to the
Yeah,
devil.
sent the end of the devil.
Oh, we thought it was a catfish. It was the actual devil.
That's right.
Yeah, we thought it was
classic mix-up.
Yeah, you thought it was somebody portraying the devil who DM'd.
I did not know it was Beelzebub himself.
Yeah, you sent something back, and then he sent like a video that said, "Oh well, guess what?"
My smart mouth got us into that.
Yeah.
And then we often offered a challenge, like, "Hey, you come beat our office wrestler,
Or champion.
our champion.
Yeah.
Office
You can take all of our souls and tie one of your best lines." We were like 4 or 5 other guys, but Dylan
take
Bostic, I
Bostic.
guess. The Easter Bunny showed up. Guess whose side? The Devils.
Yeah,
Whoa,
unbelievable.
Shocking.
That was shocking. That came out of nowhere. That
Yeah.
was a real heel turn by that fucking
It was.
bunny. But then Jesus Christ came out and helped our guy out and saved our souls
Thank
and
you,
sent the
Thank
devil
you,
back to hell.
Jesus.
Yep, super kick into the casket.
And that's Office Championship Wrestling.
All time.
The greatest wrestling entertainment writing I've ever seen.
Season 2.
Season 2 was fucking.
Still got it in the can.
Yeah, still in the can.
Up to some.
Up some. Hey, is that a part of it? I don't know. You tell me. Let's go to Jake in Chicago. What's going on, Jake?
Hey, how we doing? Patty Mac and the Fuck Pack. Happy Feel Good Friday.
Hey, happy Feel Good Friday. Keep it moving, bud. I think he called you guys the Fuck Pack?
Yeah, I don't.
No, we're the Toilet Boys.
No, Toilet Seat Boys.
Toilet Seat Boys.
Yeah, now you're a bunch of fuck boys there with that whole stuff.
No.
Anyways, what's going on, Jake?
Well, there's a little blood in the water that the Jags might be trading out of their number 1 pick to, maybe somebody like the Panthers who steal up Malik right from underneath the Lions' nose. It could be a classic Detroit draft day situation move. So didn't know if y'all had heard any rumblings about that either.
Where'd you hear that, Jake? You just make that up and say it could happen, or did you hear that from somewhere?
No, I was listening to 5 Star Points vid and Urinating Tree. If you know them on YouTube, they do excellent draft day and retrospectives and stuff. But they were having to talk about,
Urinating.
the Jags right now. Yeah, obviously Aiden Hutchinson is the best D end right now. But if they drop down to 5,
Better than the Bulls.
somebody else comes up and takes a quarterback that they need, it could shake up the whole draft.
That could shake up the whole draft. And Urinating Tree is something I've seen on the internet. I did not know they were draft experts or not. I have seen Urinating Tree on the internet, so nothing but respect if they are draft experts. I mean, maybe Jacksonville moves out of there.
Maybe.
Everybody's talking about everybody wanting to move back in this draft, except for Jerry Jones, who said, I would move up in this fucking
Hell yeah.
Everybody else is saying they want to get back. They want to get back. Why wouldn't you at number 1, I guess? But will somebody go up to get Malik Willis? Let's just remember 4 weeks ago, none of these quarterbacks were worth a single fuck. Nope. If one of them becomes worthy of trading up to the number 1 overall pick to be taken, I will never believe anything that's ever said ever again about anybody in the football world.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it could happen, but because of all that, like, you would assume that Carolina thinks they could probably get him at 6, so there's no reason to trade up to 1.
Carolina has to think to themselves, though, do we want to go with Sam Darnold, who's owed the exact same as Baker Mayfield, right?
Yep.
$18.5 million or $19 million each of them. Do we want to trade for Baker? Which Baker said on the You Never Know podcast, you know what I mean? He said, right, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
I think it's what it's called. With Mike. Just Mike.
Just Mike.
Not Mike Stud anymore.
Just Mike.
I got nothing but respect. I apologize. I've been in my world. It's just Mike now.
Okay.
He said on there that Carolina's not going to happen. But then Ian Rappaport comes on, who will join us in the 3rd hour, Shams Sharani in the next hour, as well as A.J. Hawk in the next hour. He comes on and says, Carolina seems like the most likely option for Baker Mayfield. Is that because they're the most quarterback hungry? And if they're the most quarterback hungry, maybe what Jake and Urinating Tree is saying maybe makes sense. Maybe the Carolina Panthers would be willing to risk it all to go up and get a fucking quarterback that's much cheaper than Baker Mayfield.
Well, and a lot of people I feel like have pointed to Pickett to Carolina, and now that we're in smokescreen season, it's almost like I'm thinking it's not Pickett anymore, and they're looking at someone else.
Let's talk about smokescreen season. Tom Pelissero walked around the owners' meetings and asked a bunch of people a bunch of questions. This happened earlier for this is a great piece of content, a great piece of information, especially because we know the era of Tom Pelissero is literally like a Neuralink.
Yeah,
So
retains
whatever said to him
everything.
is just in there. He walked around the owners' meetings and asked what questions about the quarterbacks that are coming out of this draft class?
He was literally just asking about them, like not any specific question, just in general, would ask the scout or general manager or quarterback coach or whatever, what do you think about Kenny Pickett?
Real laissez-faire atmosphere, right?
Yeah,
These meetings are just kind of walking around the lobby.
It felt like it in the article.
And what do you say? What do you say about Kenny Pickett? Kenny Pickett was the most made quarterback, but his ceiling has already been reached, they're saying. Although Dan Orlovsky said that he has so much to work on fundamentally that he can still grow a bunch. That contradicts immediately what an AFC, I believe, coach said to Tom Pelissero.
Yep. Yeah, there was a lot of, like, with Kenny Pickett, they love his moxie, they love his leadership, captain for 2 years. He's played in like 48 games or whatever. It was a lot about the hand size, that there's a lot of guys. Basically, the whole thing was they don't give a shit about the hand size. He's the most NFL ready, but they think he's already basically at his ceiling. With other guys like Malik Willis, he's not even close to his ceiling, they're saying. So it's like Kenny Pickett's the most. If you need a guy for next year, if you think you're going to win now. But I don't think that's the situation for the Panthers. They win now.
Oh, they want to win right now all the time. Tepper's I want to win right now when we're in and out. There was a bunch of other quarterbacks chatted about that are coming in this draft class, including that Matt Corral has appeared a little bit smaller than they thought in meetings.
Yeah,
is that because he's wiry?
I believe he's like 6'2", 211, so he's just kind of got a smaller
frame. He'll put on some weight. Speaking of put on some weight, we got AJ Hawk in hour 2. We'll see you in 6 minutes. Cheers. Fucking right on screen. What's going to happen with them? I mean, there's another one.
True.
Yeah.
Also part of some season.
This is probably why people have like business people alongside of them to make decisions.
Yeah, it's no fun though. Those people suck.
Yeah, like who says those people are making the right decisions?
Exactly.
Everybody else has to live with their decisions. Then normally people just bitch about their decisions.
Yeah.
So now it's like we just all have to bitch about my decision if I make it, and I have to bitch about my decision if I make it. It feels like there's a lot more, thumb pointing instead of finger pointing in this.
Nobody to blame but myself.
Bingo. But that is a conversation that has to happen. I mean, that's another one that has to happen.
Yeah.
Or not. Or we're just, right.
I will say that one hasn't even started.
Yeah.
So we are.
That one might be open and shut book.
That one has not even started. Maybe. I mean, hey, bygones can be bygones. You never know. Always open to doing business. Always open to doing business.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with riding off into the sunset, Just two ships
good
passing
run.
in the night.
Great run.
Yeah.
Your people never really liked us, it felt like.
No.
But it seemed like we had some listeners.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You never told us.
Yeah. Nobody, maybe.
It was fun.
Yeah.
That one has to happen. Anyways, those quarterbacks, I don't think anybody's trading up to one to get.
No way. I don't think so.
That's incredible draft season speak, though. I mean, we should start doing a little bit more of that.
Like there was.
Let's go. Start cooking those things.
There was some really good quotes about Corral, like how they love his talent, he's tough as shit, blah blah blah. There was some stuff about the offense, how easy the offense is to play in with Lane and stuff like that. And then the last quote
they're always going to make it.
His last quote was. He's tough as shit. He's a leader. It's just the accuracy, the small frame, and he's hurt. He's a little man. Was a tough quote. But then
who quoted that?
An AFC exec.
They were at the owners' meeting, so they got to be somebody, I guess. Mm-hmm. And is Tom Pelissero just making this up?
Possible.
I'm not. Tom Pelissero wouldn't do that.
No.
Tom Pelissero doesn't have the ability, right?
No. His brain would fry if he actually tried to.
So the creative bank in Tom Pelissero's brain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that thing was made up tenfold in being able to
retention of information. Yeah.
Then you got to ask though, was that person just saying bad things on purpose to tank their stock so they fall to them?
There was another quote in there that said he's the most talented. So and you've said it, you only need one team to think that.
Only need one. Better to have two.
Yeah.
Much better to have two. Only need one.
It was a lot of scrolls.
All right, let's get to a break.
Draft season's hilarious.
It's the best. Everybody's lying.
Yeah, one exec says he sucks. The other says he's
the best,
unbelievable.
most talented.
Yeah,
Kenny Pickett is already at his ceiling. This guy doesn't even know how to throw a football.
Yeah.
How does that even?
It's a reality show. It really is.
Well, not like the USFL.
True.
The odds with Thibodeau and Aiden Hutchinson too, pricing those out. It seems like they wake up every morning. They're just fuck it, move Hutchinson back up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like those guys are just swapping and moving around all the time.
Aiden Hutchinson to go number 1 overall was minus 185. Now it's minus 175. So it's about 10 points difference into the we don't know camp.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Trevon Walker remains at plus 165 though. So Aiden Hutchinson got worse. Does not mean Walker got better because Thibodeau might be moving.
Thibodeau's on the heels.
And once again, let's remember, FanDuel Sportsbook knows nothing more than we do.
Nope. No.
Unless they have somebody plugged in, which would be, I think, illegal.
Yeah, I think
which
so.
would probably get found out about.
Mm-hmm.
Insider trading.
Well, I think that deals with stocks and stuff. Mm-hmm. It would be some sort of fraud, though.
Yeah.
Okay. But they got a guy inside who's trading information to trade for the sportsbook people.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe it's racketeering too. I mean, we just toss them all.
Yeah, it's embezzlement.
Yeah, or maybe they're embezzling money for sure.
Fraud.
Oh my God, look at them. False advertising. It's not false advertising. It's not fraud. It's not fraud. It's false advertising. Ja Rule.
That's right.
We're back in 3 minutes. We'll see you then, hour 2 with AJ Hawk and Sham Sharania talking about a great NBA playoffs that we'll learn more about through another episode of T4.
Hell yeah!
See you in a few. The system crashed out. Only one camera is of use at this moment. For those that are watching at home, we apologize. This must be a Feel Good Friday.
I can't believe that the cameras aren't working on today of all days.
Yeah, well, I mean, if
This is the universe.
Oh, hey, pal. How you doing?
Gabagool. Wow! We're going!
I need a nice cold Bud Light.
Oh! You're fucking out! How's your fan? How's your fan?
Maybe a couple whiskeys.
What? 80,000 individual eyes that are looking at these eyes right now. What the fuck are you doing?
2 scotches.
What? Are you kidding me?
Tequila. What?
55, 56, 63. That's how many new wrinkles I'm gonna bring to the office.
I get things done, Patty.
Vodka. What?
He said I was on meth. I ain't ever done meth.
It's already dressed up like Russell Wilson.
Margarita.
What? He's Brett Michaels.
You're fucking out!
More ice cold Bud Light. What? More ice cold Bud Light. What? More ice cold Bud Light. What?
Ice
cold.
Cheers.
Thanks everybody for watching.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat
What the fuck are
McAfee
you
Show
doing?
starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back to that show on this Feel Good Friday, April 22nd, 2022. The AJ Hawk Hour begins right now.
Yeah!
Talks the tables here at Ty Schmidt rocking an incredible shirt.
RK, bro, 420, baby.
Yeah, 420. We're talking about smoking weed, right?
Hell yeah,
We're talking
what?
about getting high, what?
What?
Randy Orton, 20 years of greatness. Congrats, pal.
Hey, Randy.
Riddle's going to be able to do the same damn thing if he wants to. What an absolute stallion he is. At Boston Connor here. Fucking loser. Like the Boston Bruins, dude.
Loser. That's why I wear my Roman Reigns shirt, because I feel like a champion anyways.
Smart.
You're not the head of the table.
I never will be. Not even close, but champion. Trying to osmosis this champion shirt into my brain.
You've been on a 3-week losing streak in gambling.
Until tonight.
It has cost me so much money because I just so happened to happen upon you while you are deciding what your bet would be over the last couple weeks. I think maybe more so than ever in the past. So I walk up to Connor. Connor's excited. You see Connor's brain just figured something out. Connor, what are we like? Oh, I fucking love the bomb.
Yes.
How much do you love it? Oh, it's a lock because blah, 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 blah. I'm all right, here we go, Connor. Boom. I come in the next morning after looking at my FanDuel account. Bets active, bets settled. Certainly did not watch whatever game he was speaking of.
Sure.
Settled. Oh, I just lost money. Go in the next day. What happened? Oh, don't worry about that. I got an absolute champion tonight.
Yes.
You step back into the batter's box as if you're going to hit a home run every single time. You're on a 3-week freezing cold losing streak. And I, yesterday, decided to turn against you for the first time in a long time. And I won mightily. In the Bruins lost terribly. Are you worried about that at all, or is your next bet still your best bet?
No, my next bet's my best bet. I got a mortal lock for tonight. I have an immortal lock for tomorrow, and I have a sure thing on Sunday. So, I mean, I'm going to probably be not even. I'm going to be in the green so much, we'll forget about this.
Now, to be clear, it's not your fault on your predictions. It's the team's fault. Like, the Boston Bruins got shut out last night by a guy that we didn't even know knew how to play hockey.
Yeah.
Casey DeSmith, who's now the greatest goaltender in the history of the championship of the NHL, dude.
Yeah, kind of my fault, kind of the team's fault. I mean, if I knew DeSmith was, a New Hampshire guy, I would have said to you, you should put everything that you own on the Penguins. And I didn't know that, but that's why tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday, Bulls, Celtics, Red Sox, winners.
Hey, live free. Live free. Live free or die.
That's right.
New Hampshire, Casey DeSmith's hometown, home state, the home state of the greatest hockey goalie in history,
and
Casey DeSmith. This guy put up a shutout last night. He has 3 on the season. We're going into the playoffs. He's got a hot stick, hot glove.
Not to mention, you can buy cigs in New Hampshire for, market value, really low prices.
All right. Anton Diggs is here, one half of the Hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys, how you guys doing? You winning bets or what?
It was 9-0 yesterday.
Woo!
Whoa!
Humble cowboy.
Actually, that was baseball and basketball. I probably lost a couple NHL games, but I didn't pay attention to that, so I have no idea.
Well, the NHL's back. The NHL's back.
Did we lose or win?
Yeah, Toronto got absolutely demolished.
8-1, 9-1.
9-1. Sorry,
That was supposed to be the fucking Bruins score.
I think I took the B's as well too. Or did I back up? 9-2.
Okay.
Sorry about it. So this is how it's always been.
Well, no, when he's
listen to Gumpy back there, big house.
What he's doing is so goddamn irresponsible. It's unbelievable.
What?
You can't be confident about bets when you have absolutely no idea.
Well, that's the problem because he gives off this, this bravado about the pick, making me feel like, oh, this guy knows.
Yeah.
And whenever you have a platform, for instance, the one right in front of me whenever I'm asking you a question about what we like tonight, and you give that false confidence and you're wrong for that long, at some point you should maybe, what he's saying, just maybe humble a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what do I know? I've been wrong for the last 55 bets that I have made.
Listen, he does this during football season, and that's one thing because the guy knows, loves, and breathes football. But then when he just fucking comes in the office and goes, fucking take the socks today!
It's Boston Day.
Boston Day.
And then it gives you a speech about how important Boston Day is to Boston and how, that's not something we'd ever know. We'd never know.
No.
We even visit there for a weekend and ask people we never know. The only thing we know is if we're fucking from the area. So we feel like we got this inside information that he's delivering. Boom, they get fucking Boston.
Yeah.
And then Marathon Day, don't worry about it. It's coming back on Monday. Marathon Day.
Yeah.
They're fucking killed out there.
Live bet. I mean, the thing about Boston.
And then we lose.
Uh-huh.
And then he's like, no, boys.
Now we go.
This
We're
is
going.
what Marathon Day is.
Yeah.
It's about the comeback. It's about the journey. Blah, blah. You start giving a whole motivational speech. I'm like, fuck, all right. I mean, I'm not from there, but I guess this guy fucking knows. He's been 27 years around the planet here. I'll double down, I guess. And then, boom, guess what? The Sox doubled down on losing by, they lost by 10. They were down like 4 or something.
Yeah, Marathon Day I definitely thought was a lock. I will say the false bravado, as you put it, on Boston Day. I just found out there was a Boston Day. I had no idea that was.
Can't have that.
Joining us now is a man that we need to start listening to because there was a point during the football season where he was going like 11-2 or something.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, a champion in college football, a champion in the NFL, a champion in the Ryder Cup, a champion of COVID, a champion of everything. Ladies and toxicity, ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk.
Yo, AJ!
What's up, dude?
Hey guys, happy Friday.
Hey, happy Feel Good Friday to you. I'm happy you found your uniform, just like I have.
Hell yeah.
How much easier does the day make right now, you know?
I have about 3 shirts I think that I will be having rotation for the end of time.
It's so nice. And I know a lot of people mock me for it, and, it's become a thing. But when Steve Jobs said, the energy that I can now spend elsewhere as opposed to picking out what I'm going to wear each day is just a big one. I'm like, fuck, Steve Jobs ain't never been wrong except for when he was a dad.
Yep.
Bad dad, probably bad husband, everything like that. But when we're talking about, getting things accomplished, that's why I decided I'm a fucking tank top guy all of a sudden. I learned this much further past whenever he said it than when he actually said it. There might be quotes that trickle out from 1990.
Sure.
That might change my life here in 2024 from Steve Jobs as well. AJ.
Well, it definitely. I don't know if you know. I'm sure some of the boys know. It definitely worked out for Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos Company. She did the same thing and rousing success.
So what happened?
I'm not
No,
sure.
she became like a billionaire, and it was basically all fugazi. And now
Massive
she
fraud.
Has
Oh, she
no
was
money.
the medicine person?
Yeah, like the blood.
$7 billion the company was valued at or something, and it never worked.
Yeah, I remember that. There's always those young, pompous assholes who can just make people believe something. that
If you ever,
isn't-
I don't know if you ever checked anything out that she's doing. When she was like running everything, she was like on this pedestal as the greatest ever, and she dressed like Steve Jobs. She changed her voice, like it was bizarre.
Really?
There's a good show on it too.
So she's like the farmer bro? Is she like the farmer bro?
Sackler?
Yeah, what's that dude's
Skrelly?
name? Skrelly.
Martin
Skrelly. He like had the, maybe he had the blueprint or the trademark or the patent on like some diabetes medicine, I think. And then he raised the prices for it like way through the roof. And it was like morally bankrupt, I guess, everybody. And I think he's in jail.
Damn.
Is that the same thing that this lady did? Or what?
I think she was basically just lying the entire time. She just like duped the investors big time, and the product that she was hawking and made all this money off of, like they found out, oh, like this actually doesn't work at all.
It never worked. And they were trying to cover it up the whole time. It never worked. I guess she's claiming she thought, well, this is how it works. Eventually, we are going to get it to work, but they could never show anything that it worked. And they're like giving blood test results to people saying, "Oh, hey, you got cancer," and they didn't.
Was she a scientist or no?
No, she dropped. It's like a Silicon Valley thing. I believe me, there was a book on it back in the day. There's a podcast. There's all kind of stuff.
Well, I hate to hear it. Jeez. Sounds like a terrible person. Sounds like a terrible
absolutely.
person. Let's talk about some other stuff. Somebody that is not in the game of creating fake goods or fraudulent, ripping people off. Actually, in the game of the complete opposite. Have you learned of Miss Precious yet? Deebo Samuel's stepmom?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, she's electrifying.
Yep.
She has a management group, I think, in music and in sports. She is, I believe, very tight with Deebo. Deebo and her are very tight. She is awesome. I will say she is absolutely awesome. She's a content maker. We are big fans of Miss Precious around here. She was live on a TikTok, though, within the last couple of days. We don't know exactly when. And Deebo Samuel was in the background of it, speaking about his contract situation and also A.J. Brown's contract situation. The reason why that is something is because they both have the same agent from CAA who also represents DK Metcalf. His name is Tory Dondi.
There you go.
Tory Dondi. So allegedly, now we can't say Miss Precious is Miss Precious, but we don't know if this is Deebo in the background or not. She was live on TikTok, and he was speaking to somebody who is an incredible hype man on the phone about his contract. And here's what was said, AJ. I'm excited to get your thoughts on it.
How much you trying out there? Hey, I ain't trying out nothing. I ain't got no offer.
That's Deebo, allegedly.
You ain't trying that simple. We got to go to the table too.
He is fine. He's asleep. My little grandbaby, he's sleeping.
Tori said, them folks said they ain't going past 20. They said they know you worth it, but they ain't going to give it to you. What the fuck? What the fuck? AJ Brown.
Hey, AJ Brown.
Dude from the Titans. So they told him.
Didn't he go through the draft with you?
They told him. They offered him $20 million, but they know he can get more, but they not giving him more than 20.
That's what they told him?
Yeah.
Ain't no way.
So allegedly now we can go on and say that's what the Titans told A.J. Brown. Miss Precious was fixing something, going live. Feels like she goes live on TikTok a lot. We love her, okay? But this is a massive news story in the NFL that is potentially uncovering more. Was Deebo just gassing up the hype man on the phone? Was he telling what he was heard, what he thinks is happening? And also, it doesn't sound like this is a burnt bridge just yet between the Niners and Deebo. It sounds like it could be fixed. Don't you think, AJ, after listening to that?
So what exactly was he saying about A.J. Brown?
So A.J. Brown, allegedly, the Titans, if you take what we just heard there, the Titans told A.J. Brown they'll give him $20 million even though they know he's worth more. So they probably would say, hey, we can only give you $20 million. We know on the market you'd probably be able to get more. This is what our offer is for you. You're still under contract, blah, blah, blah. That's what that sounded like right there. And the reason why Deebo might know that is because, once again, they have similar agents, the same agent in Tory Dondi.
Okay, well, I guess my question would be when Deebo says he doesn't have an offer, Does he not, like, legit not have any offer, or does he feel like the offer they gave him was almost insulting? Like, hey, I don't even consider that one.
So we didn't catch the beginning of it there because this is the only clip we saw. And shout out to 49ers Focus. Yeah, shout out to 49ers Focus for catching this. But if Miss Precious goes live on TikTok a lot, I would assume the Niners fans are very interested in listening to what she's saying if she is a part of any business decisions that are being made about her stepson, Debo Samuel, which we do believe from searching around her IG and other internet things that she is a part of that. Him saying, I ain't got no offer, it sounded like, you know, he was maybe answering a question from the other side, like, why haven't you signed yet? Or what are you trying to get out of them? And he is making it sound like they're to that person. And once again, we don't know who that person is, who they know, who they're talking to, because Debo might be gaming this a little bit too, right? Debo might be gaming whoever's on the phone. We don't know who that is, but he's saying, I don't have an offer yet either. So we have to kind of take it for what it potentially is. And also, if it is even that, what could potentially be happening on that phone call?
Is that AJ Brown on the phone call? Because she says, hey, AJ Brown, and then the lady who's in the background walks over and Debo says they told him, and I'm assuming he's talking about the person on the phone that he could get.
Yeah, she says who's on the phone, and he goes AJ Brown.
Yeah,
run it back, run it back.
And that's why she says, hey, AJ
And then who's
Brown.
George too? Because he says George.
How much you turn out there? Hey, I ain't turning out nothing. I ain't got no offer. You ain't trying that simple. You got to go to the table too.
He is fine. He's asleep. My little grandbaby, he's sleeping.
Tori said, them folks said they ain't going past 20. They said they know you worked it, but they ain't going to give it to you. What the fuck? That's what he made sense. AJ Brown.
Hey, AJ Brown.
So they told him.
Did he go through the draft with you?
They told him. They offered him $20 million, but they know he can get more, but they not giving him more than 20.
They told him?
Yeah.
And then she responds, they told him that because he's telling that
Yeah,
to
and
his...
Tori's the one that said that wasn't George, it was Tori.
Yeah.
Tori Dondi.
Yeah.
So Tori Dondi told him that whole thing, and then AJ Brown is on the phone.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Holy
Whoa!
shit!
Run it back one more time. We should have got this earlier. Once again, we do prepare mightily for this show. Obviously, we listen.
How much you trying out there?
How much you trying out
Hey,
there?
I ain't trying out nothing. I ain't got no offer. You ain't trying that simple.
You ain't trying to accept it.
You got to go to the table too.
He is fine. He's asleep.
You gotta go to the table.
My little grandbaby, he's sleeping.
Grandbaby's tired.
Tori said, them folks said they ain't going past 20. They said they know you worked it, but they ain't gonna give it to you. What the fuck? That's what he made sense. AJ Brown.
Hey, AJ Brown.
So they told him.
Did he go through the draft with you?
They told him. They offered him $20 million, but they know he can get more, but they not giving him more than 20.
That's what they told him?
Yeah.
Ain't no way.
Because she walks over and asks who's on the phone.
AJ Brown, very pissed that Miss Precious is live during this conversation.
Yeah.
AJ Brown probably. Or maybe this all works out, by the way, for them, because now other teams know exactly what the Titans offered, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, if that is exactly what the Titans offered. You kind of understand the Niners just got a glimpse into potentially what's going on in the conversation camp. They just got to figure it out. And it sounds like more than 20 is kind of the wide receiver thing now, right?
Yeah.
So it's not the running back money either then.
No.
So who knows what Debo is at, but it seems like we're probably in there, right? We probably know exactly what's going on now between them, which is good. This is good news.
It's good.
It's good.
We know Debo wants at least 25 too from the IG that he was in and that he liked. That's probably where his base is at, right? Because Tyreek and Devontae and Stephon Diggs are all north of 25.
Another 25%.
The structure has to matter too. Like the guaranteed money is the biggest part. Like you can make it look however you want. He wants to get paid though.
Hey, we apologize, by the way, for not being able to dissect the accent, the Southern accent in there as well. We should have got that Tory. I thought it was George.
No, I thought it was too.
I thought he was talking about, I didn't know which George. By the way, we didn't even address it because I didn't know. He was saying Tory said. Tory said they ain't going to go past 20. What's that?
Is this going like, is Shefty breaking this down on SportsCenter right now? Is anyone else talking about this? It seems like a big deal.
This is a massive deal. This is the two biggest names in the wide receiver free agent. I have no idea what they're breaking down. I have no clue.
We know Shefty's not because we know he is probably speaking from the owner and the GM side, right? Because he's the one that said that San Fran would pay him immediately today if if he would actually come in and talk to them about a possible contract extension.
This was on purpose from Miss Precious.
Can we get Miss Precious on the show?
I would love to. I would absolutely
Reaching
love
out right now.
She's, by the way, she's in the business game, managing folks.
Yeah.
This would be an easy way to get the number out. Hey, this is how this is going to work. This is how this is going to go. This is easy. Go ahead and get this thing done. Little public pressure, Miss Precious. Miss Precious is playing fucking chess.
Genius.
Let's go, bro.
It certainly would make sense, right? I mean, I don't know if Debo is. You feel like he would be pretty cognizant of the fact, like, hey, I'm on the phone with AJ Brown and I'm going to be talking about my agent. Like,
this has to be
he'd
work.
have to know that she was live.
Has to be. Says full name too, right?
Some people
AJ
don't
Brown.
care though. A lot of people, different generations, people don't worry about that stuff. I think like old people like me may wait.
I disagree. I think people worry about it more now, right? Don't because they know more about it. I might be wrong. I might be completely wrong.
No, it's
I'm
just
not out in the public.
We got to the Super Bowl and I see someone filming me, I'm knocking Evie's camera out or whoever. Like, why are you guys filming me? Because I'm not used to being filmed all the time, but you are. Something like that.
Well, what's he going? What
Why would you do that?
What are you so scared about?
I'm not scared, but I'm saying if you're sitting there, I'm driving a car, or whatever, and all of a sudden I peek back and I see someone filming me, I'm like, oh, this guy's trying to get me, knock it out of his hand.
What are they going to get you?
what are you
Falling
doing?
asleep, driving with 2 feet, having your busted fucking fingers all over the wheel? What are they going to get you for?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying some people are more comfortable. If I was being filmed every day, I wouldn't have that reaction.
See, I think nowadays people are much more likely to look for a camera potentially filming them, right? Like you
Yeah,
are.
of course. Yeah. But when they're doing their own, they're not worried about what's going on in the background, I don't think, as much.
Yeah.
See, I don't know.
Like AJ Brown is on the phone with Debo. He doesn't know that she's
AJ
live.
Brown has no idea. Unless Debo and AJ, by the way, said, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go through. Listen, we know this is a wild idea, but like people are taking photos off Instagram and stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go through my stepmom's TikTok live.
Miss Precious
Like
is gonna
Julio
go
and
live.
Shannon.
What's that, bud?
Like Julio and Shannon.
Bingo. Yeah, I'm out of there.
Maybe Debo didn't know. Maybe he was thrown off by Miss Precious's casual demeanor of being live.
Because she is very comfortable in front of the camera.
Yeah, but
she was just chilling, by the way. Hey, don't ask questions about the grandbaby.
Hey, credit to the baby, though, asleep on the couch behind her, right? That dude's sleeping through everything.
Well, yeah, he's comfortable. He's just sleepy. He's
grandbaby.
Don't worry about his grandbaby.
That's what makes me think they probably know. Actually, is because like
She's playing it off very comfortably. If that is a whole work.
Yeah.
But like, no one's asking her in the room about the grandbaby, and she's just answering a question about the grandbaby. Like, I assume he probably had some inkling of.
She doesn't even know that conversation's going on. You don't think, or because she is talking over it a little bit with the grandbaby.
Or they just didn't think it would ever get picked up, or people would care. They didn't think it would be a big deal, probably.
Yeah, I don't think she knows because she even asked, unless this is part of the work.
Well, she would be a part of it, obviously.
Especially if she really is part of like his business team in some way, shape, or form. Like
Miss Precious, like, hey, listen, I'll hop on a TikTok live. You and AJ just out your entire business situation, and then we'll.
And then 49ers Focus will screen record it.
And then we'll say we gotta go take care of grandbabies.
Yep.
Did they delete this or like?
I thought it got ripped down. I thought it got ripped down.
Did it get ripped down?
I thought it did. Yeah.
Are we the
still
only
on
ones
still on YouTube?
Still on YouTube.
Yeah.
But that's the people who ripped it. Like
Yeah,
the
this is
original
clipped.
video.
Oh,
I think the original got ripped down.
Oh, so it's not a work. What's up, Bailey?
If this was a TikTok lives do get taken down like pretty quick. They don't stay up like IG lives and stuff like that to where
Oh,
you
so
can rewatch
49er,
it.
this focus person had to be recording the entire thing.
Yeah.
Has it been confirmed it was TikTok?
I believe so, right?
We don't know. Mitt Talk told us it was TikTok.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, okay.
He
would know.
He's Mitt Talk.
I just jumped on her Twitter and she does a lot of TikTok, so I'm
okay.
So probably.
Hey, by the way, she is a content maker.
See, but this YouTube comment or the YouTube title says it's Instagram Live.
There you go.
Huh.
Does it matter?
Yes.
But that's from a different source.
Well,
That's
because
not-
then we don't know if it's being kept up or being deleted immediately. Whatever the case, is it a work or not? I don't know.
Yeah.
the comments that come up don't look like an IG live.
Okay.
Yeah, because it looked. I thought it.
We would have seen him.
Yeah, I just assumed it was Facebook, but it's TikTok. That's
Mid is adamant. Yeah. It is TikTok.
Okay.
Mitt Talk's here.
Mitt Talk.
It is the TikTok
100%
guy.
a TikTok live.
1,000%.
Yes, that's the TikTok live. That's not an Instagram live. That's the way TikTok lives look, and that's the way the comments go.
Hey, thank you, Mitt. Look at Mitt bringing us down in age a little bit.
Yeah.
Go.
Thank you, Mitt.
By the way, shout out to Miss Precious out there doing her thing, fixing a light, I believe.
Yep.
So what do you think happens there? I think that all gets settled. It didn't sound like there was a lot of Southey-ness from Debo to the Niners, right? Felt like he was just, yeah.
Niners pay him. I think they find a way to figure things out. Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch both seem to be very rational people. So, yeah, I think they figured out. They know how valuable he is to the team.
I think they figured it out as well. And then A.J. Brown, by the way, it sounds like that seems to be easily answerable too. We know exactly where he's at. Probably get up a little bit. That's probably where he wants to be at. Take care of that. Now, what's Torrey saying they ain't going to pay you more than 24? Is that him trying to set the expectations of all he's going to be able to negotiate? Or should he maybe, be saying, we're going to try to get you every dollar we can possibly?
Under promise, over deliver, man. So he tell them they're not going to pay you more than 20. Hey, but guess what? I got you 23 and a half per year.
Boom. Think about this. They ain't going to get more than 15. Then Debo's pissed off. Fucking take the San Francisco off of my goddamn.
Yeah.
They're only going to give me $15 million. And then actually it's Torrey Dahn setting himself up to look like a genius on the other side because he negotiated more. All right. Joining us now, insider for. Oh, jeez.
Oh, no.
What happened?
Well, we're going to pivot away from the NFL because we got Ian Rappaport in about an hour. Right? We got a lot of questions about Debo.
Yeah.
Because he is dialed in with the 49ers situation as well. Let's get to a break. On the other side, we'll have Sham Charania telling us everything that's going on in the NBA. Hey, the NBA is doing it right now.
It's awesome.
It's fun to watch, man. The Warriors are very fun to watch, too.
Memphis.
Everybody. I turned on and saw the very end of that game like, this is an amazing comeback.
We're in Minnesota now or whatever Kat said. I mean, that was great internet. Ja Morant is an absolute dog. That might be my new team.
Memphis?
I was thinking about being with the Bulls, and then if the Bucks beat the Bulls, I'll be with the
That
Bucks.
Poole guy, the Poole kid on
Jordan Poole
on the Warriors. Are you kidding me? Like what that dude can do is crazy.
Yeah, I know. And then I was almost on the Golden State, but it's hard for me not, which is Ja Morant. I mean, 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. They're up a lot. They just came back a bunch. He swats somebody's shit, and that might as well be game-winning swat.
It was after he got the ball stolen, right?
Oh, dude. The things he said to this guy in that place, I was like, we need more Ja.
Yeah.
We need more Ja out there. He's a dog.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Memphis, by the way, you never expect that city, big basketball town, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
Ain't that right?
Yeah.
They quietly have been, pretty I mean, they had a run here recently where they weren't very good, but 10, 15 years ago, like Memphis was going to the playoffs every year. It was always a team no one wanted to play because they played such good defense and had a bunch of dogs.
Oh yeah, Justin Timberlake used to go like moonwalk on the side of the court.
They're young too. They're going to be good for a while, so it's a good team to get behind.
All right, I like them. Let's go
Keep
Grizzlies.
your options open, though.
Yeah, we'll see if they win or not.
Celtics.
It seems like they're going to win, by the way. I don't think Ja Morant's going to lose.
This round for sure.
I'm not sure Ja Morant loses as much of anything if he ever gets into that mode where he's like, I'm going to beat you.
No, especially once he gets that super max. He's going to be $250 million on his first contract.
Oh, my.
That team is deep as hell, too. Their bench can fucking...
Bunch of
dogs. Steven Adams also.
All right, we're back and forth with Sham Charania telling us all about who we should look for, who we should cheer for, and which team has the most amount of dogs. See you in 4, bud. Out of Philadelphia is one of the biggest inspirations walking around the internet. Gio, the podcast. Okay, so you're 14 years old.
Yep.
You're from Philadelphia.
Yep.
Big time Eagles fan, podcaster. You were Carson Wentz's #1 fan.
Yeah. Yesterday, the AO1 invited me, and Carson invited me to the game, and I got to go on the sideline and meet Carson again, and he gave me a football.
Let's go! Yeah! You're obviously full of energy, full of optimism, full of upbeat, good vibes.
Yeah.
What do you go through on a day-to-day?
I've had 20 surgeries in my life, so it hasn't been easy. I have a condition called SJS, short stem cell syndrome, and it's basically like muscular dystrophy with dwarfism. My elbows are dislocated. My left hip is dislocated. I had to get my right hip reconstructed. The reason I'm so optimistic is because life is too short to focus on the negativity.
Let's go! I'm sorry to hear that you have to be tougher than all of us on the day-to-day, but I am so incredibly thankful that you keep that mindset. How'd you develop a love for football?
We've always been a football family, but then when I started having surgeries, I started watching football, and then I just kind of fell in love.
What does the rest of the season look like for the Indianapolis Colts, you think? Carson's going to keep himself safe out there?
Carson's going to have his best NFL season here in Indy.
Why is that?
He loves it here and he's having fun. And when Carson Wentz is having fun, he plays his best.
Okay, and how about the Philadelphia Eagles?
I think they got a little developing to do with Jalen.
Are there any players that you'd like to get on your podcast?
Brian Dawkins.
Oh. Is he your favorite Eagle of all time?
Him, Carson, and Zach Ertz are my top 3.
Oh, Zach Ertz.
Damn,
So
sorry.
Yeah.
Why is everybody getting traded out that you like? What's the deal?
I don't know.
You're really, really good at this. What's the name of the podcast?
Philly Sports with Giovanni.
One last message to somebody out there who maybe doesn't view life the right way, you think.
I'd just say find your happiness and find the thing that inspires you, like I found football, and just try to look on the optimistic side.
Hey, you absolutely crush it every single day. You crushed it in here. We appreciate you. We hope you loved Indianapolis, Indiana. Come back whenever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, Gio the podcaster.
What a moment. Can you imagine? McAfee for his boys. For the brand. Now the celebration is on. For Pat McAfee and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show. AJ's a little smoky.
Whoa.
On this Feel Good Friday, April 22nd, 2022. The Toxic Table is here. The COVID Cowboy is here still. By the way, happy to see the cowboy hat still on your head, pal.
Hell yeah.
Seemed like you were about to quit that yesterday.
Yeah.
I have tough days and I have better days. Today's a good Feel Good Friday. We have a better day today.
Sounds like it.
Sound like, yeah, because you went 9-2 or maybe 9-3, 9-4, whatever you were. Last 6,
I only made
maybe.
3 NHL picks, so at worst 9-3.
Okay, so or maybe 10-2, who knows? But 9-3 gambling yesterday. You're a good gambler. You should be in a good mood.
Yeah.
You're a little bit bummed earlier today, wasn't you?
Yeah, you're a good gambler.
What's that all about, Gumpy?
I don't know.
You see the other hammered Dahn Cowboy? He's got 6 chains on.
Yeah.
Hey, Gumpy is iced out
Got
right
that
now.
drip like Dabo, dude.
What? Put it on the mitt talk, dog. Look at you. Gumpy's about to have a great Friday, it seems.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just Feel Good Friday, it's Feel Great Friday. And our guest was back, but now he's breaking more news.
No.
What the fuck is going on,
Couldn't
dude?
wait 2 minutes to
What
say
happened? He
it
comes
here?
on and then he has to break something and gets off?
I don't know. Earlier, he couldn't get on because he was, tweeting or doing something, and then literally was about to announce him and intro him, and he just got a phone call on screen. He had to get off screen. So what's happening? This better be good, right? Is this something about
Probably Jerry West.
Zion playing tonight?
It's probably Jerry West. Probably was Jerry West saying, "Hey, make sure when you go on that fucking show."
Tell those fucks.
I am not like that. Winning time character has been portrayed. I mean, listening to Quentin Richardson talk about that, he was like, damn.
They're doing the logo.
Damn, doing the logo like this. Joining us now. No.
Man, it better be Zion. Zion better be fucking playing tonight.
On the 5-Hour Energy phone line, not Sham Sharania. Let's go to Tyler in Pittsburgh. This will be good. Tyler, what's going on?
What's going on, Pat? What's going on, boys?
Hey, how you doing, Tyler?
I'm great, man. I'm great. Feel Good Friday. On my way home for the weekend.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's go, Tyler. Let's have a weekend. It's supposed to be warm weather.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. So really, Pat, I was reaching out, man. I work with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh. Tyler.
Yeah, you know.
Hey, Pat wants to get a box for the year. Can you do that?
Well, absolutely. AJ, come on down, too. What do you mean?
Tyler, hey, what do you do with the Pirates? You pitch?
can't.
No, I don't play, man. I wasn't that gifted. I actually do sales for the Pirates, and I was reaching out to you. I talked to Bill, actually, with the incorporation, so just want to call in. Big fan of the show. Talk to you, see if we can't get you guys down here for something.
Yeah, smart.
Okay, thank you, Tyler. It's very nice of you.
True salesman right there.
Yeah.
What happened?
What's going on?
Just a little cold call live on air.
Was that the Pittsburgh Pirates?
It sounded like it.
I believe so.
He's making money for that team. Like, hey, I appreciate your work ethic, Tyler, and I'm happy. Sounds like a great Yinzer going to work, hard to work for the Buccos, but also, like, we have sell a team shirts.
Yeah.
He's already heading home
You know
for
what I
the
mean?
weekend.
We have sell. I don't know if I should go in there. And also, like, I got a lot of questions on the way we're operating over there, Tyler.
Sure.
I got a lot of questions about what's going on.
Got to get people in the seats somehow.
How come the team always stinks? Like, Tyler, I appreciate your work ethic. You bring money in there. You bring people. I don't know if he's part of the Zambelli deal or not, but that's a good one.
Yep.
You bring the fireworks and the bobbleheads and the
Sauerkraut Saul.
sauerkraut Saul and the jalapeno Holly and him and like you guys get people into the best ballpark in the entire country, Tyler, and we appreciate that. But also, like, what the fuck's been going on with the team?
Boys had a big win last night.
You're damn right.
Yeah. They don't spend money, right? Isn't that every baseball team that loses, they just don't spend money?
Yes.
And even the ones that do spend money lose.
Are you talking about the Yankees?
Fucking game back in the lead in the division. I don't know what Tony's talking about. Tony's had an axe to grind against
There's
the Yankees
19
for no
months
reason.
left in the season.
Bingo.
What's their
Be
record?
okay.
7-6, baby.
Baseball stinks.
The Reds are doing great, I heard.
No, they are the worst team in the league.
Worse than the Pirates?
Oh, by far.
10-game losing streak, I heard.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And that comes after
Wait.
the president on opening day, or the owner on opening day said, what are you going to do about it? You going to fucking go be a fan somewhere else? You going to drive 3 hours to another city's team? Shut the fuck up. Owner said that to the fans that said, excuse me, this team stinks. What happened? Wearing a red blazer.
Yeah.
Ready to go with sunglasses on.
Spike tear.
I'd like to ask you, be careful what you fucking wish for. Okay? Fucking, where are you going to? You going to drive to Pittsburgh?
I don't think
Is that
so.
even the next ballpark? You become a Cubs fan? You're not. You're in Cincinnati. You're going to be a Reds fan whether we own it or not. And guess what? Somebody else comes in here, they'll fucking move out of this dump of a city. Yep. Is what he said on opening day. That was opening day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then the team has dropped 10 straight. What's their record? Like 1-10? What are
They are 2-11.
Jesus. Started 2-1.
Buccos are 6-7.
Bro,
They're due. They are due.
That is such a good character development of a heel. The owner of that team.
Yeah.
Opening day, which has a parade, right? Cincinnati loves opening day. The whole
They used to
downtown.
start the whole season back in the day. It used to be like the Reds started the whole season for everybody.
Oh, there's a parade. The whole thing, right? The whole city goes downtown. It's a celebration. It's a day off from school almost.
I don't know about that, but yeah, it's a big deal.
Super positive. He comes in there as the owner. Everybody needs to chill the fuck out. All right. Stop asking questions on why we're not good. You don't think I'm trying to make us good? I might not just be good at making us good. You ever think about that? Fuck you.
I don't know what I'm fucking doing.
All right.
Okay?
I'll figure it out then. And when we do, won't you be fucking happy? Because until then, what are you going to do? You're not going to watch baseball? You're going to watch baseball. You've been watching baseball for 50 fucking years. You're the only people that watch baseball. You're going to continue to watch baseball. And there ain't nothing you can fucking do about it. How about that? That's a great promo. And then they go on the suck. Got to be the most hated guy in Ohio. Is that the most hated guy in Ohio?
I got to ask around, but I would imagine there's not too many that like him.
Yeah, he's definitely up there. And now I got another mortal lock. Whoever the Reds are playing tonight, I got that other team.
Oh, Jesus.
The Reds are due. I want the Reds.
Boom.
Well, that's, AJ, what you just did there is the right move, especially with how this guy's been gambling.
He's right. Cardinals first 5 money line. Steven Matz on the
Boom.
bump.
Hammer it. That is my lock of the century. The Cardinals first 5 money line right there.
I'm also on the Cards.
Oh, yeah. Let's go, boys. I'm with the good gamblers now. Let's go.
I am very worried right now.
No.
I took the full game, though.
I will lock in the full game as well. Money line for the Cardinals. Double it. I love
Joey
them
Votto's
both.
going to hit 4 dongers tonight.
Joey Votto's hitting like a buck.
Ooh.
He's doing well on TikTok, though.
Well, so is Miss Precious.
Yeah.
Crush.
Yeah, has that gotten anything else going on?
No, I don't know. Is anybody else talking about it? How's it doing on the internet? Does anybody care?
It is going on. The first one is going. It's at like 50K.
Here we go.
Here we go.
And then the AJ, like, I just put together, I think we all did that. They were talking to AJ Brown.
Yeah, that was great. You have to listen to it 4 or 5 times to really get it.
Yeah.
Hey, let's run that thing back as I place this first half bet on
The Cardinals. Let's ride.
Cincinnati Reds.
No. The Cardinals. It's Cardinals. It's a lock. I'm a good gambler now. I can feel it in my plums.
All right, let's put a quick 1,000 on it.
Here we
pal.
go.
Let's go.
Here we go.
Hey, this is where it starts. Then tonight the Bulls. Then tomorrow, whoever's playing the Reds again and the Celtics. And the day after that, whoever's playing the Reds again and the Red Sox.
They're going to win at some point, though.
Yeah, they will.
Who?
They will.
The Reds.
No,
They got one good pitcher. You skip him every time through.
And he's not pitching until next week.
Joining us now, let's pitch to a guy that knows a lot of stuff, maybe literally up to the minute, getting breaking news. The senior NBA insider for the Stadium and the Athletic, friend of the show, ladies and gentlemen, real champion of the insider game, Shams Charania.
Oh, no.
Are you serious?
Yo, can you guys hear me?
So, Zito, you had us muted because you were on a phone call that was top secret. What just happened? Are we breaking news?
Okay, we're going to break news. I'm going to say it on this show before I'm tweeting it, okay?
Wow.
This is just for you, Pat.
That's very nice of you and the people.
Okay, so the Celtics have dealt with Robert Williams' knee injury. He had a torn meniscus on March 27th. Sources tell me he is close to return and could play as soon as Game 3 tomorrow, which is Saturday, or Game 4 on Monday. Whoa. A final determination will be made, and I just tweeted the news out.
Fucking see you in the finals!
A final determination will be made on how he feels day to day. But Robert Williams has been at the center of the league's best defense. We've seen what they've done this year, what they've done even in this series. But Robert Williams is on his way back. I'm told he did a 5-on-5 this week. And as long as he keeps progressing and making steps,
doing numbers.
He is on his way back.
Way to go, Bob.
Yeah!
Time Lord.
Hey, way to go. Follow up there. So he's playing earlier than Ben Simmons?
It's possible. It's very possible. Ben Simmons, as I reported yesterday, he's begun to target, and his plan is to play in Game 4 on Monday. But Pat,
Nash, hold on. Hey, Steve Nash said that was news to him. I think that was a direct shot at you when Steve Nash said, "Oh, it's news to me that he was targeting Monday." That was directly at you, Shams, from Steve Nash.
I'm not gonna comment on Steve Nash's account. But what I will say, Pat, is Ben Simmons hasn't played since June 2021, and so obviously, and he had a herniated disc in his back. I think they want to be very cautious that if you're going to throw a guy out there for the first time. Robert Williams just played. He just played on March 27th, the day that he tore his meniscus, and it was a small enough tear to where he's now able to play 5-on-5, and he's looked good, and at least the one day that he played 5-on-5 in. And he's going to keep getting 5-on-5 time. And I would say for Robert Williams, the more likely return is on Monday in Game 4. So in that case, both him and Ben Simmons return in the same game. But the fact that Game 3 is even a possibility that he could at least see a limited amount of minutes, I mean, that just goes to show to his progress. But yeah, Ben Simmons, this is – I don't know if these are both apples. I think you have to consider them apples and oranges.
I know. I'm just saying that was what the internet was going to immediately say upon hearing this. Do they do Toradol in the
NBA? Do what?
Toradol. Do you know what Toradol is? It's like an anti-inflammatory times 100 or 1,000. Like a lot of meniscus tears in the NFL, it's normally like pain, dealing with pain. I think
it's not. I think I know what you're talking about. It's not like a shot. It's like a method of treatment, right?
No, it's a shot.
It's a shot. It's
right
a shot.
in the ass. Yeah.
I might have been thinking of Forteo. Have you ever heard of Forteo? Ooh. That's another treatment.
No, what is Forteo?
What is that?
I don't know. I'm just making stuff up at this point.
No. What is Forte? Is it Panchakarma? Is that like that type of?
It's one of the treatments that players use. I don't quite know the specifics of it, but it's definitely a treatment for players. So,
drinking blood.
It says here it's an osteoporosis medication.
Wow.
There you go.
That builds bone. I could be.
Milk?
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, they drink 2%.
Okay. Is that what's going on? Forteo is drinking milk, dude? Is that what's going on, Sean? All right, anyways. So do they do that type of stuff in the NBA? I don't know the culture over there. Is there a lot of pain killing and like anti-inflammatory treatments for guys to play and get through games? Is that probably what will happen with the torn meniscus for Robert Williams? Or does he have to get all the way back healthy, feeling good, too?
Well, I haven't heard that Rob had any type of injections. I mean, he might. But I haven't heard that. But I know, like Lonzo Ball, right? He tried to come back from a torn meniscus. He had surgery, I believe, in January, and he tried to come back, and he tried a bunch of different methodologies. He tried, the injection path, the treatment path, any holistic paths. Like at that point,
milk.
I mean, you guys have played. Like you guys know that when you're trying to get back on the floor, you'll try anything holistically, whether it's, osteopathic, like you're going to try it. So injections. And so obviously, I don't know if Robert Williams did that, but definitely that is a method that players that if you really try to push the envelope, you're going to do anything to try to get back out there.
I sprained my ankle in a U-ball game. I'm looking for Toradol if anybody wants to give it out. Go ahead, AJ, please. It's my right ankle. It's tough.
Shams, you mentioned Ben Simmons. Whenever he does come back, what does it look like? Like what kind of minutes restriction is he on, and how much is he going to play, and will it progress as the playoffs go?
So what I've heard, AJ, is that like the goal would be to just get him out there to, whether that's 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I don't know if the team even knows at this point, like how much can his back take? How much can we play him the full 30, 35-minute load? I don't think that they know yet. I think the only way you find out is you throw him out there. One thing that I've been thinking about in the last week or two is like, look at what the Warriors are doing with Steph Curry. So if you throw Ben Simmons in that type of a role where he's coming off the bench and you're playing in the last 4 to 6 minutes of each quarter, that puts him at about 15 to 20 minutes for a game. And I think you start off probably doing something similar to what the Warriors did with Steph Curry. And so that is what I believe is the likelier path for a guy like Ben Simmons. But, he's not going to play tomorrow. But I think Game 4, as long as his rehab, he's scrimmaging today again in Brooklyn. As long as he passes through this rehab, I think, it's easy to hate on Ben Simmons, but what he brings to the table, 3-time All-Star, multi-time defensive all-defense team, last year runner-up on Defensive Player of the Year. This is a guy that can do a lot for you defensively. And I know within that Nets organization, they just want to make sure he can get on the floor. He can give them anything rebounding defensively. They need anybody that they can get, especially with the type of, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Al Horford. Boston is deep. They're deep.
Payne Pritchard.
I saw Ben Simmons dunk the other day, and we all know that guy can ball. Are the New Jersey Nets? No, geez, that was so rude of me. The Brooklyn Nets, are they the most calloused and mentally tough team to handle being down 2-0 maybe because of everything that has happened this season? Like, what's the vibe over there? This is just another day being a Brooklyn Net. There's just some sort of adversity, distraction going on, down 2-0 because they did not play well. Obviously, in that last game, the Celtics, they had a lead. Celtics just kind of came back and ran it, especially after the first game. How are the Nets? I'm a massive fan and a believer. Steve Nash feels like the right guy for this, even though he took a direct shot at you in your journalistic integrity. I just want to let you know.
By the way, not the first time. I know on the show we want to keep, for the record, when I reported that James Harden, that he was possibly going to be traded a week before the trade deadline, the word was that they were going to keep him. We're not going to trade James Harden. I don't know if we can find that quote or the video somewhere. That might be you got to get your guys on that.
Oh, so you're getting called out by Steve Nash on the reg? That's just part of the job, dude.
Yep. That's right.
That's just part of the job. As Shams Charania is I think there's a scorecard going, the best insider in the NBA right now.
Oh, yeah.
Got a hot hand, that guy. So the Nets are good, though, you're saying. We're all good to bounce back. And let's go. You're saying they're good, yeah?
Listen, I don't think anyone's good at this point. If you're down 2-0 in a series, like I was in Minnesota yesterday, we saw the way that they lost. They gave up 2 25-point leads. In the span of 2.5 quarters, it's anytime you have a loss like that, you're not feeling good. And I know the Nets down 2-0, they're not feeling good. But the one thing the Nets can say though is that they are really a couple adjustments away. And I don't see Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving playing really as poorly as they did in Game 2. Like Kevin Durant, I haven't seen back-to-back games with him struggling like this. So I expect a big game from Kevin Durant in Game 3. I think Kyrie Irving's going to play better at home. I think their role players are going to play better at home. Pat, the one thing about the NBA playoffs is at home, the role players always play better. How will that transfer for the Celtics going into Brooklyn? Same thing for Brooklyn.
Can you handle the big city?
We're going to kill.
Can you handle the bright lights on the road? And at home, it does alleviate some of that pressure.
Go ahead, AJ.
Shams, going out to Golden State, So Poole, did people know that this dude was this good? And can you tell us a little bit about his backstory and like where does he go from here? The guy seems to be a superstar.
I mean, you have to just give him the credit, AJ, like the way that he's put in the work, because I'll tell you, like 2 years ago, the Warriors had an option date for him. I believe it was his third-year option. And I remember
he's not a rookie?
No.
They were really on the fence. Wow. They were really at one point there was a lot of conversation on the league. Are the Warriors going to pick up his option? And that was a conversation. And they obviously picked the option up. They believed in him. They wanted to see his development through. And you have to give him credit. The way he's blossomed and the way he's shined. He's looking like a third Splash Brother out there. The way he's able to shoot the ball, play make. Klay Thompson said it best. It's a pool party. Like what this lineup is doing right now with Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, and Jordan Poole, they're the best lineup right now going.
It's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Boston wouldn't be able to shut it down. That's for sure. Go ahead, Ty.
Shams, we don't want to get over our skis too much here, but if the Nets were to lose in the first round, I know all those guys said they wanted to, come back next year, but is it possible, like, if the Nets lose in the first round that we might see that kind of get blown up, or do they already have the baked-in excuse
well,
that's what I'm saying. We don't want to get over our skis here, but, this would be...
They're going to lose.
Yeah, they're talking all year that this is the team that was going to win the championship.
I don't see this being like an end-all, be-all year. I think even Kevin Durant's like kind of hinted at it in his comments in the last month or so, where he said like he's got his mind set on the next 3-4 years. He signed an extension last summer. His mind is on how can we continue to get better? How can we, for 2-3 years have a window to compete for a championship? And this year, of course, they've gone through the ringer. Kyrie Irving gets sent away from the team, brought back to the team in January. The mandate, which I know this show. We've talked about the mandate enough here. They've dealt with that aspect. That gets lifted. And then the James Harden situation, he's out. And then they get Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons back players. Like they've gone through so many highs and lows. But I think overall there's going to be a lot of reflection within. Like if you're Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and if you do lose this series, you have to look internally. You have to look at the roster, the coaching staff. Have they done enough? Front office, do you bring in the right players? But I don't know if that would be the blow it up move as far as if this team isn't able to get by the first round.
Steve Nash? Your question is Steve Nash? People are questioning Steve Nash, they don't win? What's that all about?
If you lose in the first round with anytime you have Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving on your team, you lose in the first round. I mean, everyone gets questioned. I think people on the roster, like, are these the right players? Like everyone's up for,
Shams, do you know Jerry West?
I wouldn't say personally, no.
Have you watched the Lakers show? Is this accurate representation? Because I know he's pissed.
I have not heard that is an accurate representation. I mean, from everything I've heard, Jerry West is a mild-mannered guy, laid back.
Okay.
Very
Except for on that
respectful.
fucking basketball player. Hey, who wrote that then? Who's getting the...
Adam McKay, probably.
No, I believe Jeff Pearlman is the guy who wrote the book. Yeah.
But who's he getting the story from? From the Bus family?
Or from players?
A bunch of
I think
accounts.
he wrote the book like decades ago. At least a decade ago. So.
So it's definitely accurate.
So who gave him information on it though? Because who benefits?
He would like, get embedded with people, wouldn't he?
Well, I think it's dramatized. I think they even have a note at the beginning. Like they're not using. I don't think they're factually using. The play-by-play of the book. I think they're taking it and, stretching it.
Whoa. I'm sure Jerry West was pumped to see that first episode.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck is going on over here? Go ahead, Tone.
Shams, Mavs are up 2-1, mostly because of Jalen Brunson and the greatest shooter in the NBA, fucking Maxi Kleber. Is Luka? Are they gonna? Because Luka was supposed to come back potentially for Game 4. Are they gonna keep like maybe we win Game 4, we don't bring Luka back until we have to, or is he gonna come back?
No, I mean everything I've heard is that Luka, if he wasn't gonna play Game 3, he's gonna play Game 4. I mean, I guess it is a question, right? Like now that you're up 2-1, are you playing with house money and do you just let Luka continue to rest for Game 5 back at home? But I don't know if you want to run that risk, right? Like if you lose that Game 4, at that point. You're bringing back Luka Doncic in essentially a must-win Game 5 because if you lose Game 5, you're going back to Utah down 3-2.
You don't want to do that.
And you don't want to do that. So there's also another methodology of thinking. You're kind of playing with house money. However Luka looks, however many minutes he plays in game 4, you can live with a bad performance because you have him. At least he's going to get his feet wet. He's going to get his legs under him after that calf injury. He's going to be able to play in game 5, at least more full steam ahead. So I think they stick with their plan. It was always going to be one of these 2 games. At this point, what I heard late last night was it's most likely he plays game 4.
Gumpy, go ahead, pal. With 4 chains.
Shams, if the Jazz lose this series, is this
That's
the end?
icy, by the way. That's icy.
Respect,
That's icy. I think we got to talk about that.
All right. Is this the end of Donovan Mitchell in Utah if they lose in the first round?
Donovan Mitchell has a long-term contract. I don't see it's very rare. I mean, I guess Ben Simmons, asked out and got out, but I haven't gotten an indication that Donovan Mitchell would ask out or try to get out. If they do lose in this first round series, I haven't gotten that.
All right, who's going to win it all? Shams, quick here before we have the heart out here. Who's going to win it all?
I mean, Pat, you look at this NBA playoffs, right? Like last night, you have Memphis coming back on Minnesota.
Ja Morant.
You have injuries. Chris Middleton out 2 to 3 weeks. Devin Booker is going to be out at least 10, 14 days.
Yikes.
Luka Doncic coming back. Ben Simmons coming back. Robert Williams coming back. So much is in flux. I don't know if I can give you a winner. But listen, I think Golden State right now, you look at stocks, who's rising, who's high, who's low.
Yodely.
It's hard for me not to pick Golden State as right now. But again, a lot can change. Any injury can happen. Anything can happen.
Yeah, you're right. And that's why we always have you on. We can't thank you enough. Ladies and gentlemen, senior NBA insider for the Stadium and Athletic, Shams Charania. Thank you, Shams. I mean, basketball is crazy. The NBA has been wild to watch. Honestly, last night there was like a 24-point comeback.
Yeah.
Awesome. With a guy going absolute hamski in Ja Morant. Love that guy.
Dog.
They need that. NBA. This is good for the NBA, what they're doing right now on the court.
They need a good long run of playoffs like this. They need every round to continue to get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I mean, they probably think we don't need anything. We do this all the time. It's like, well, a lot of people are watching now, and it has been magnificent. Unlike this show, we're back in 6 minutes. We'll see you then. I hit it.
Yep, got it.
Yeah.
Got it there. Could have had another sentence, made it make more sense, but fuck it. Go ahead, Tone.
To you guys' points, for a long time it was either Warriors, Cavs, or Warriors, and then before that was the Heat. Like there was a long time where the first and second rounds that did not matter at all, and now we're back to where every fucking round and every team. There's a lot of teams that can win. It's great.
I literally said like, oh, so Kevin Durant, Kyrie are just going to turn it on. That's what it used to be.
Yeah.
That's what the NBA used to be, by the way. Like, oh, these two guys are just going to kind of turn it on, and this will be over. But the thought is, I guess that. No, Bob Williams is coming back, and the Celtics are ready to play a little championship basketball.
Celtics are the favorite to win the East now.
Yeah, with Time Lord back, this team will go. But like Tony just said, the next teams are even better than the Nets, and in the West, obviously, it's the Ja Morant who's a dog, and then you got Golden State. They got 4 or 5 dogs, and
Suns are hurt right now.
Suns are hurt right now. So if the Pelicans maybe put fucking Zion in the game, then maybe we could see a little competition.
Are the Bucks in the East?
Yeah, they're against
Middleton got hurt, and that's tough.
Yeah, it feels like.
But Giannis can just do this from the 3-point line.
Triple team him now, though.
Yeah.
No, Drew Holiday.
If the Nets lose tomorrow, though, there's no reason Ben Simmons comes back in Game 4. That
Nope.
series is over. That's why it makes no sense.
Well,
Why would he not come back, though, for a series where we need him?
Mostly
Need him
just
tomorrow.
excuse. Just because a lot of people are saying he's a bitch-made cat. So why would he come back?
See, he had a herniated disc. Did we know that, by the way?
I did not know that.
Shams dropped that on us a couple days ago, I think.
Well, is it actually a herniated disc?
See,
or is
that's
the problem.
That's the problem.
Because before it wasn't a herniated. In Philly, it wasn't a herniated disc.
Well, maybe he got there and it was different chairs in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Different MRI machine.
True.
Different protocols.
Bingo.
You know what I mean? Might have hurt his back, actually, almost walking into a place without a mask.
True.
Whoa. Put this on.
It's a tough way to hurt your back.
Well, understandable, though.
You fucking limboed.
He's just trying to look out for everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
We're back in 4.5 minutes with Hour 3. We got Ian Rapport. We got a lot of questions about Debo, Miss Precious, AJ Brown, and Tori Dondi. We'll be back in about 4 minutes. AJ, batting 1,000 today, pal. Batting 1,000.
Yep, always. Can't wait to be back.
Yeah, me neither. I'm actually going to go to the bathroom. We'll see you in 4. Bye. They just knocked down everything on their desk. Are you guys okay?
Yeah, we're just in sync today.
What happened? You guys both want to get
Same
up?
time.
Boom.
Same exact time. That's never happened before.
Sounded like it felt like it
there was
looked
an
like we had an
earthquake.
earthquake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like something fell from the sky.
That was kind of sweet.
Happy the Talks Table has survived.
Jesus.
Talks Table will survive. Hey. Happy everybody's okay. All right. Happy everybody's okay. I have a surprise, obviously. That's what this show is all about. We have boots on the ground in Cleveland, who I assume knew this was going to happen all along. Ladies and gentlemen, live from Cleveland, Mr. Jason Glazer. Your thoughts on Kyle Pitts to Atlanta, fine sir? Oh, there's a delay.
Well, first and foremost, Pat, I'd like to say, hey, listen, thanks for having me. Cleveland is beautiful this time of year. Granted, it does smell like a mixture of poop and diarrhea and sewage.
Jesus.
It doesn't smell great down here.
Jesus.
But I'll tell you what, 27 years in this thing, I fucking live for the draft. Love being down here. Love being into Cleveland. But yeah, Kyle Pitts, listen. What do you want me to say? I knew this 2 weeks ago.
Really?
I mean, do we need to do this whole fucking song and dance?
Okay.
I'll give you guys 1 through 32 if you want to know. You know, do you want to have fun?
That's nice
You
of
want
you.
to not know who's going? But yeah, I had this 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm wondering is if the guy you had in your studio, Mad Mel Kiper, I know that sorry son of a bitch didn't have this 2 weeks ago.
Mike's not plugged in.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I actually just
No, you
explained
didn't.
it.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
No,
I
you
did.
didn't. No, you
Yes, I
didn't.
did.
No,
I
you
had
didn't.
this.
I did.
Yeah,
I
no,
did.
no, you
I
didn't.
did. You
I
didn't.
had this.
I
I
did.
had
You
it.
didn't.
Trust me. Can
You
I
didn't.
talk for Christ's sake?
Okay, fine, yeah.
Can
Go
I
ahead.
talk? Okay,
Go ahead.
yeah. Like I said, Kyle Pitts,
No, you didn't.
unbelievable talent.
No, you didn't. You didn't fucking
Yes,
have
I
it. No, you
did.
didn't.
You
You're a
said
sad
it.
sack of shit,
Jason.
Kiper. I know it. I looked at your mock draft.
Jason, please relax. Oh my God. Had no idea it was going to get like that. Sorry about that, Mad Mel. Obviously, there's a little bit of content there. He's saying you don't know your ass for a fucking hole in the ground, though, Mad Mel. How do you feel about that from Jason Glazer live in Cleveland?
Well, classic move. You know, Glazer looks like he's getting ready to go to a goddamn titty bar or something like that. I mean, dress up, pal. It's the NFL draft. Look at me. I'm dressed to the nines. You know, you look like an asshole. I mean, get him out of here, can we? I mean, is he going to stick around? Or can we get him the hell out of here?
I think is his microphone still on? Jay, can you hear us? Jay, is everything good back there?
Listen, fuck you guys. I'm out of here. I'm going over to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm going to hang out with Dee Snyder and Twisted Sister.
Are you serious? Okay, Jason, sorry. Thank you so, and ladies and gentlemen, Jason Glazer.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So this is called Could I Be Quarterback in the USFL? Basketball shot. Take one. You tell me.
Hell yeah.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back to that show. Hour 3 on this Feel Good Friday, April 22nd, 2022. Shall begin right meow. Yeah. Can't thank you enough for joining us. To my left, your right, AJ Hawk, who's a champion of college football, champion of NFL football, champion of the Ryder Cup, champion of COVID, champion of toxicity. AJ, how you doing, pal?
I'm doing great. How many more shows do we have to do until you think every minute of the show is kind of an inside joke? Stuff for us. For a while.
I do feel a little sorry for some people that are just kind of introduced to our show. Like whenever we were singing the Hey Jude, imagine if you just so happened upon our page and they were just watching and then Jude asked like an actual question, I believe, and then we gave a somewhat serious take and then it ended wildly toxic.
Yeah.
I could the wave of emotions while getting introduced to this program is probably wild, which is why Up to Something season is such a fascinating thing because, you know, there is a thought like you probably shouldn't force us in front of anybody. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what is that decision? What does that kind of go with? You know what I mean, AJ?
I think it's good. It's all right if it's forced onto somebody. It's up to them. Hey, everyone's allowed to have an opinion. And obviously, this isn't for everybody. We know that.
Well, it's
Yesterday-
more and more of those people by the day. I
There
think.
was also a 40-second spurt of
Hey, how was the family? That was pretty good for that.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about animated dicks on chins the other day.
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
That's good sports Emmy stuff. Anyways,
Yeah,
that's the Toxic Table. They busted their table going in the last hour. Taj from Waterloo, Iowa, the same place John Wayne Gacy's from.
Yep.
Congrats.
He's not from there, but yeah.
I watched
You
it.
watched it.
I
so-
watched it, yeah.
Did you have a crawl space in your house you grew up in, Ty?
No, I didn't, AJ. And people in Waterloo don't because people apparently in Des Plaines, Illinois are the ones who have the crawl spaces.
Hey,
in their
Des Plaines,
houses.
Illinois was a real problem. I watched that.
Oh, maybe the tide's turning a little bit, huh?
Well, the JC's too thing. He was voted Man of the Year in jail. It wasn't actually in the town of Waterloo.
Oh,
he was because he started a JC in the jail, I believe.
Built a golf course at the Anamosa jail. That's why he got out in 18 months.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
He finessed you guys.
He built a golf course.
I ain't from
months.
Anamosa, pal.
Well, there was a lot of. He's from Waterloo.
He's not.
This guy
He's-
basically could have been the governor of Iowa. You gave him enough time.
Yeah, if he would have stuck around, I think that would have happened. But instead, he got caught up in a sodomy.
Yeah, sodomizing.
Yeah, which, by the way, there was like lawyers running to the cops saying, hey, this is a good guy, don't do anything or whatever. And they're like, oh, is that right? Look what this fucking guy did to a kid or whatever.
Yeah.
It was, back in the day, people used to be able to just get away
Oh,
with
it's
it.
unbelievable.
It is wild. He had the cops just tracking him for like a while or whatever, and he was still trying to do his, that was very interesting. Taking a trip back in time in those documentaries, you realize just how different it is. Like, what an insane different world we are currently growing up in, you know, AJ?
I don't know how anyone gets away with anything now with all the ring cams and cell phone cams. Like, how do you get, like, it's going to be on camera somewhere in your route, I feel like.
You're being surveyed, I think.
And you got to get, like, they track your phone then. If you do get arrested, they'll ping your phone all over. Like, they can, I don't know how you get away with it.
So my wife brought Dateline into my life. You know, she's a big Dateline watcher. I was not beforehand. Everybody knows I don't really watch anything except for live sports and live shows. Oh, yeah. That's kind of all I watch. I had a little bit of a...
Baby Rock.
Well, obviously.
That's an event.
Because Young Rock is fucking unbelievable. But when Dateline got introduced to my life there, you know, that was a real eye-opener for me. I think.
A lot of crazy people out there, isn't it?
Well, not just that, but everything's on camera. This is like back in like 2000, 2005, 2010. Like, they have the ability to track everybody at all times. That's why the people that say they live off the grid, I'm so fascinated by it, because I'm like, I don't think so, because there's satellites up above that are shooting down.
Yeah.
They're kind of just tracking everything. Back in the day, you go 2 towns over, nobody ever even heard of it, and the police stations don't talk to each other because they're actually like in competition, they feel like. Oh,
You have a second family.
People did. Three, 4 families, and that was, by the way, those were a couple of Datelines. Oh, yeah. Whenever people are running a little backdoor game, you know what I mean? That shell game catches up normally on the middle of the street with a car. That's what I learned from Dateline. There's a lot of cars being involved whenever there's a jaded lover happening.
From shows I watch, the police department saying stuff like that, still not very good at communicating with each other.
Nowadays?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like everything's accessible these days. Yeah. But maybe not. I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, Jeff Bezos had his phone hacked from like a Saudi prince, so it can happen to anybody.
What?
What does that have to do?
Are you serious?
Back in the day when it spurned his divorce, like he was hacked legit by like some Saudi guy.
Saudi guy.
By the way,
okay, look it up.
that's
Sorry, guys.
by the way true. By the way, probably true.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
What are you talking? You guys don't remember that?
No, but probably true what you're saying right now.
What is that?
But we're just saying, like, why did that come right now?
Because
Like,
we're
that's
saying that you're saying, you said, hey, they're watching everything, like everything's on camera. You would think, okay, Jeff Bezos, like the richest guy on the planet, he should have some pretty good cybersecurity, right? No, obviously, it turns out if they want to get to you, they can't.
Yeah. Anybody, anytime, any business can get it. Any bank can get it. By the way, I understand people are like, oh, I'm keeping it safe here. I'm keeping it safe here. It's like, no, with the way people are nowadays, if they want it, they can go get it. And the whole thought of like Bitcoin still being created, made, and a blossoming business, I don't know how anybody trusts that. I respect that people do, and there's a lot of very intelligent people that are telling me like, hey, you got to go do that. You got to go do that. If I can't see it, I don't know where it is. Somebody else does, right? And then that could just disappear at any point. Is that something? But then they say, isn't that money as well? And it's
Yeah.
like, well, now that's a deeper fucking question, isn't it?
Well,
Because banks run everything now.
Remember that Shiny Flakes documentary where it showed like the deep dark web and the stuff that they could do basically if someone wants to hack you, you can hack you. I feel like that's when we really found out was when that guy was running that whole operation out of his apartment and just getting drugs sent to him and him sending drugs, making millions.
What was it?
Shiny Flakes.
Shiny Flakes, yeah. What a life. Anyways, let's get back to some sports, okay? Earl Thomas said he's ready to get back in the NFL, AJ. This is a big deal. Earl Thomas had an interesting falling out with a couple different situations. We thought he was maybe going to be a Cowboy at one point, I believe. Great football player whenever he was playing football and playing football great. Once get back in the NFL, I think it's going to happen more often with a lot of OGs as they see the salary cap go. Some guys might get sick of football, might be out of football, might have made some mistakes, get away from football for a couple years, and then all of a sudden they're living differently. They have maybe the best shape of their life. They're seeing the salary cap grow, could use some money maybe, and try to get back into it. Is it that, or am I misreading the entire thing?
Well, we can't speak for individuals, but for Earl Thomas, he probably feels like he has some unfinished business left out there. The dude was a monster. I mean, I think last week, didn't I just randomly say, man, where is Earl Thomas? Why is he not in the league? We always talk about him, I feel like, because he was still playing at a high level, and then I don't even know how what team was he on last?
Ravens. Baltimore. Yeah. There was like that fight at practice, and it was really weird, and then they
sent him home.
Yeah, they sent him home.
But
really
before last season, he played a season with Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Derrick Henry ended his career pretty much.
Yeah, that's Stephon.
Derrick Henry did that to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Let's
I was
relax.
saying that was the last game he ever played in, I think.
Because he got hurt there?
No. That was a playoff loss.
Playoff game, because Earl Thomas said earlier in the week.
Oh, yeah, then he got a fight in practice. Or What did happen to Earl Thomas?
Weird that no one picked him up.
Yeah, what's that mean, you think?
I like in his tweet, didn't he say he said my timing's on point. I like that or something. I enjoyed his tweet.
Yeah, what are you saying? Like, hey, the salary cap's going up and a lot of teams need me and I'm all the way back.
Why wouldn't you? If I was a team, I may take a flyer and bring Earl in.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a good idea. I guess it depends on what he's asking for, too.
Well, yeah, the money is always going to have to be chatted about in any type of relationship, but the whole thought of why did nobody else sign him? What was said,
Well, that's what for like a guy like that, like you always talk about when you get labeled a distraction, it's pretty much over with. But we had never heard anything about his time in Seattle. He was a Pro Bowler, All-Pro several times. Like, how long would it take him to get back in the good graces? Like, when we had never heard any of that stuff before then. Like, how do you all of a sudden just like, oh, he's a distraction now, he's done?
Yeah,
it happened quick. Yeah, it happened a lot quicker than most people, I feel like.
That's what I'm saying, real quick. So was it just a bad situation? Was it what teams will maybe say, hey, you can come make it right with us? Because, he's a dog, right?
Dog.
Earl Thomas is a dog out there.
Yeah, it being Baltimore, I think, holds more weight, too, because that's like a good culture, like a good program.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like it was one of these teams like Jacksonville or.
Yeah, but I think Harbaugh coaches hard, right? Like some people could probably understand how that might not jive with.
He's very they're a disciplined team. Like Harbaugh he's no joke.
And I'm not saying Earl Thomas didn't like that. I don't know if that was the case. I think there was some stuff going on off the field.
It was also, I think it was like a players thing. Like I think the players wanted him out of.
Oh yeah.
The off the field thing was him and his brother.
Oh yeah, some stuff went down in his personal life that got made very, very public, right?
Yeah.
Man.
He wasn't in Seattle at that time, though, was he?
He's in Baltimore.
Yeah, he was in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hope he comes back. Hey, good luck out there, Earl.
Good luck,
Come to New England.
Good luck out. Hey, come on over to Indianapolis.
Great long one.
Kyler Murray feels like he has made up with the Arizona Cardinals, AJ Hawk, because not only did he answer Patrick Peterson and Charles Edmonds.
Chase.
Fuck. Charles. Who is Chuck? We talked about it, Chuck.
Charles Davis.
No, yesterday we saw a guy named Charles.
Chuck Barkley.
Anyways, Chase Edmonds was chatting about the culture in Arizona and why Kyler might want out of there because before, when they were in the Arizona Cardinals building, it just didn't feel like it was like everybody wants to win here, okay? It felt like it wasn't a championship mentality, a winning culture, basically is what they were alluding to. That was years ago, though, when both Patrick Peterson and Chase were on the squad. Now, although it has been within the last few years, brand new ownership within the Cardinals, and I think we can all say from outside looking in, it appears to be operating in a little different fashion as well. They seem to be making moves, going all in on people, and that's because the son of the former owner owner is running that thing now. And I guess the dad, who passed away in 2019, not necessarily the biggest spender in the world. Son, a little bit different. He's been going in. So they think that their culture's been changing a little bit. Kyler Murray backs that up with saying, I want to win Super Bowls with the Cardinals. Arizona is home. And then when Ian Rappaport tweets, who we'll have on in about 7 minutes, he tweets out that GM Steve Keim said there is zero chance we are trading Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray responded and said, 100.
Ooh.
So I believe everything has been made right in the Kyler Murray Arizona Cardinals relationship. What do you think it was? Does this mean a contract is coming very soon? And shout out to Arizona and Kyler being back in good graces, just like Cliff Kingsbury and the coaches are back in good graces with the Cardinals.
I would imagine this makes the front office in Arizona and the coaching staff feel a lot better. But if I had to guess, I would say, hey, they made an offer and he felt pretty good about it. And they were kind of close to his number and what he thought he should get.
Okay, so the original owner of the Cardinals, Charles Bidwell.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
That was at the Bears, I believe, right?
Yeah,
Chicago Cardinals.
Chicago Cardinals, yes. Okay, Chuck Bidwell.
Yeah.
All right, I was wondering.
He worked with Al Capone.
I was wondering why it happened. Yeah, he was the lawyer, the cleaner for Al Capone.
Yeah.
So that family has done aggressive things in the past.
Oh, yeah.
They've gone for it in the past.
Yes.
In this new owner, fourth generation? Third generation Bidwell owning the Cardinals football team. He's a little bit more aggressive. He flies his own fucking planes around.
Okay.
Yeah, he flew that thing up to Wisconsin to get J.J. Watt and said, come on, you're coming down to the desert. You're going to fucking love it down there.
What?
And J.J. Watt just posts every day of him hiking and golfing in Arizona. Is that the nicest place on earth? I mean, fucking Arizona
very nice.
Absolutely beautiful.
is so nice. Them taking advantage of that's huge, and it feels like they had to have told Kyler something that made it all good again. And that's good news for everybody that's in the Cardinals bird gang, pal.
Yeah, because with Kyler, like, they're a legitimate contender, right? I mean, we were naming all the guys they brought in. We completely forgot about Zach Ertz, too. Like, he has some legitimate threats on offense. They still got James Conner back, too.
Oh, yeah, Zach Ertz was traded for in the middle of the season.
Yeah, and then they
And they
re-signed
re-signed
him.
him,
3 years, $39 million or something like that.
What did he do? He came in a week early or something like that, sat next to Kyler, flew on the plane next to him.
Yeah,
They became good friends or whatever, had an immediate connection.
Yeah, because he played on Thursday night, got traded after the game, and then wasn't eligible to play on Sunday because you can't play two games
in
the
1
same
week.
Yeah,
so he traveled over to the game and then traveled with Kyler Murray, became friends with him while he sat on the sideline. That was being talked about. Who was the tight end he came in for?
Max Williams.
Yeah. Is he still there?
I believe he is.
He's a fucking guy, too, if he's going to be healthy, because he got hurt. He was a massive part of their offense.
Yeah.
Nuke's going to be back. James Conner's going to be back. A.J. Green's back.
Yeah.
Hey, look out
Rondale Moore.
Oh, Rondale Moore running 4.2s or whatever the fuck he runs. Let's go, AJ. Cardinals are all the way back and happy, it sounds like. Face clan.
Face clan.
You know what I mean?
It sure feels like it. I mean, when you name all those weapons, it's incredible to hear how much talent they have on offense. But I give Steve Keim, the GM, some credit here, saying 0% chance. We know we've seen other GMs and people they don't want to ever be like backed into a corner. So we always are listening for offers or whatever. Like, I would imagine that would upset Kyler and his agent a little bit if you kind of left it out there like that.
Yeah, because every GM always sells it in the narratives. Well, they have to answer. I mean, they have to answer phone calls. It'd be bad for business if they didn't answer, because if somebody offers them 5 number 1 overall picks, is that not better for the organization than maybe the quarterback? So that is always how it is spun whenever a GM says, well, we have to answer phone calls. We have to answer phone calls. Even though we said we will not trade you, we have to answer any phone calls. So him coming out and saying, nah, don't even fucking call about it, is good. That's good news. And also, they extended Steve Keim. They extended Cliff Kingsbury. It seems like if they're all getting on the same page there, it's like, hey, it's either us or nothing here for the Cardinals for the next however many years we get this deal done for. So we might as well fucking just learn to love it out here.
Yeah, different positions, but that's kind of why the 49ers and Debo is kind of wild, because didn't Kyle Shanahan say something along the lines like, yeah, we'd be foolish not to pick up calls if someone's offering, a top 5 pick or a top 10 pick?
Yeah,
because the report was like, we'll trade anybody, but that wasn't what he actually said. It was more along the lines of like, yeah, we have to answer, we have to field these calls if people are going to be offering a king's ransom.
What did Bruce Arians say for Tom? 5-1s.
5-1s.
The conversation begins at 5-1. Yeah. That's a lot, like if
I'd say.
So who's available for 5-1s? You think everybody?
Mahomes,
everybody,
like a 25-year-old stud quarterback that has 3 Super Bowl rings already.
Yeah.
You think Josh Allen available for 5 ones with Brandon Beane?
I would do it.
Well, Brandon Beane would trade himself before he traded Josh Allen. So
Yeah, never in a million years would I trade.
I mean, I would
Josh
trade
Allen.
for him. I'd give up 5 ones. I'm saying I wouldn't.
yeah.
Oh yes, me too.
Oh, yeah,
yes, we would all. I would give.
in a heartbeat.
No, I don't think
I'll
I'd
give you
trade
7 ones. Hey, 7 ones. Listen to this, and a fourth. 7 ones.
Sweeten the pot a bit.
And a fourth in 2030. Get you a role player.
A compensatory as well. We'll throw it in there.
Yeah, it's going to come. It's going to come for Josh Allen. I would do that in a heartbeat. Now, we would just have to make more trades down the road to give maybe a pick or two.
Yep.
Or we're just all free agents in this thing and everybody wants to come play with Josh Allen and we have no state income tax or a dome and like a perfect facility and massive houses and a good view or whatever. It's like, hey, come retire and let's just win a bunch here. We have no picks. That's what LA's doing. Oh,
genius.
That's what the Rams are doing.
Is there anyone that doesn't play quarterback that you put up that many picks for?
Aaron Donald?
Maybe
He's thinking about retirement.
yeah, 5 years ago.
Corner, receiver.
Is he?
I mean, he said it after this last year. I mean, he's coming back next year, but I feel like once you start thinking about it, it's much more realistic that it's going to happen sooner than later.
He's winning Super Bowls now, though.
Yeah, and that Von Miller deal. Like, he's definitely he's older than Aaron Donald, so if Aaron Donald can get
But remember, that deal was much different.
Yeah,
that deal was much different than what was being reported originally. Aaron Donald, game record, huh? In your eyes, he's first guy you think of there?
Yeah, I mean, how many O-linemen have you talked to where all of them like lose sleep the week before the game? Like all of them. It happens to every one of them.
Every single offensive lineman from every different position and every single rank of payment system in the NFL. Hey, who do you not enjoy? Fucking 99 from the Rams is just a problem. Everybody says the same exact thing.
And then like your wideouts on your team are like, all right, guys, you better good luck. Like they're like messing with their O-line during the week when they're about to play Aaron Donald. You know, they're messing with him. Hey, all right, buddy, make sure you eat a few extra pancakes and eat some weight to sit down on that bull rush.
I know, just getting shit talked to him from maybe even their kids. Daddy, you play against Aaron Donald this weekend? He's strong, Dad. Like that is literally, he's like that type of game changer, it feels like.
Yeah.
From a mental perspective, just naturally, because every time they're on prime time or national television, it is talked about like, watch Aaron Donald today. And he might not have the stats in those games, and it might be like back-to-back games where he doesn't have like 3 sacks or like 2 sacks, or he only has like maybe a couple pressures or whatever. And people on the internet are going like, oh, every time they hype up Aaron Donald or whatever, it's like all week, instead of preparing for like the Los Angeles Rams defense that also has Ramsey and everything else, Aaron Donald was just eating away at their preparation time. Everything they had to do just to beat that guy. Offensive line takes away from the run game, takes away from the pass game preparation. Just everything he does to mind fuck and physically fuck a team is just at another level, it feels like, than everybody else, right?
Yeah, and I think some offenses too have to like take certain plays out of their game plan when they play them. Like, hey, if it's a late developing route down the field, we may not have time this week, guys, or we better somehow have some misdirection included to make him run a long way to get to our quarterback.
It's just a whole thought process that is like a 5-6 day thing that Aaron Donald is.
And it's always on their mind, though. The play caller, whoever's calling the offensive plays, every single play before he calls, he's like, okay, can we block these dudes? Especially number 99. And then he calls the play.
Less observant.
Yeah. Yeah, whole different game there. Joining us now is the man that actually broke this news about Kyler Murray never being traded from the Arizona Cardinals. Well, I guess he didn't break it. Somebody else actually said it, and he reported it. And that's what he does. He's such a good reporter. Senior NFL insider for the NFL, NFL Network, and NFL.com. Ladies and gentlemen, friend of the show, the host of the weekly wrap-up of the Rap Sheet and Friends, us being friends, he being Rap Sheet, Ian Rapoport.
Yeah.
What's going on? How are you, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you, too. I think, talk about my great tweet on Kyler Murray. I think the tweet itself was fantastic. I had a nice paragraph break in there to make sure to call attention to the quote, which was nice. And then Kyler Murray responding to that tweet with the 100 was probably the highlight. I thought that was pretty good social media interaction right there.
Hey, way to go, Ian.
Hey, Rap Sheet.
Hey, thank you, by the way, for the breakdown of the actual tweet itself, because whenever you're at an elite level like yourself, we don't get to hear the brains, flow about how you get to such a high level of tweeting. So we appreciate the fact you had good spacing there, had the full quote, had good setup and punch at the end. And then guess what? We got a sequel when one of the characters in the actual story comes involved there. You fucking hit a home run here, man. You did.
Yeah, and I got to say, I'd like to take credit. Obviously, I'd really, really like to take credit. I got to give a shout out to my good friend Tom Pelissero. He is a big proponent of the paragraph break in tweets to call attention to what's being said in the second part of it. I thought this was just a textbook example of really zeroing in on kind of the guts of this tweet and making sure it stood out.
Oh, so you're coachable too. That's unbelievable.
Wow. Yeah.
Always
Right.
learning. Your best days are still ahead of you because you're always learning, Ian. Congratulations. Whenever you're talking to the Arizona Cardinals folks, what has happened? Did they have a conversation with Burkhart and Kyler since the entire Instagram and letter thing? There's no new deal, right? But it seems like they are in a much better place because Kyler actually quote tweeted Patrick Peterson and Chase Edmonds on the All Things Covered podcast and said, I want to win a Super Bowl for the Cardinals. Arizona is home or whatever. So what has taken place? This is great news for everybody involved, it sounds like.
Yeah, by the way, I got an issue with what Patrick Peterson said, too. I think they've done some nice things to give him some weapons. I mean, made a bunch of trades last year, brought in J.J. Watt, brought in a center. Like, it's got DeAndre Hopkins. Like, he's got some – Kyler is in a perfectly fine place to succeed. They did well last year. Didn't go forward in the playoffs, but I think the foundation is fine. It has definitely gotten quieter, which I think is really, really good. In this situation when you have – agent Eric Burkhart putting out missives, either, from himself or kind of working behind the scenes, or you have the team. It's not good. I think the best thing that has happened here is both sides have come to an agreement where it's like, he's going to be here. Okay? Like, he's going to be here. So if everyone acknowledges that, then it's really just, let's get down to negotiate. We're going to have disagreements. It's a negotiation. But if everyone agrees on the baseline of he is the team's quarterback, then let's just stop talking and let's just try to do the deal at some point in the next couple of months.
Yeah, so when does that deal happen, and what does it look like? Does it rival Deshaun Watson's deal he got from the Browns?
I would say my best guess is they probably start talking, let's say May, so, next month. And then a lot of times these quarterback deals get done right before training camp because players don't want to show up and play and risk injury during training camp. So, let's say late July is probably a solid wheelhouse for when this may get done, maybe sooner, but when it may get done. The best question is the second one you asked, though, which is, does this rival Deshaun Watson? And every quarterback agent is going to try to get a fully guaranteed deal. The issue with that, just fundamentally, is that a team has to then put up all of the fully guaranteed money. So let's say it's 4-year deal for $45 million per year, so that's 4 years, $180 million fully guaranteed. Michael Bidwell has to then give a check to the league office of that much money, put it in escrow to make sure he has it. Owners do not want to do that. So it'll be an uphill battle to get a fully guaranteed deal.
So Haslam had to write a check for $230 million to put it in escrow?
Yeah, I mean, I should, minus what he already gave Deshaun. So he gave, there's the signing, but so I think he gave, it's that much money minus the $46 million for this year that he gave Deshaun Watson. Yeah.
I like that. That's a move to protect the players.
Yeah.
I like that. I don't know when that was instituted.
I think it was instituted at a time when you weren't quite sure that everyone had. Now everybody has the money. Everyone's rich. So it actually is a question of do you still need to do this? Because if you did away with this funding rule, I think there would be more fully guaranteed deals. Owners would be more open to it.
All right, well, let's get it out. Because everybody in the NFL right now has the ability to pay all those. And if they don't, by the way, publicly, they would be forced into somebody would have to pay them. I think.
How many are that liquid, though? How many owners are that liquid where they can write a $230 million check?
That's what I think he's saying. I think that's what he's saying, right?
I think as of right now, I think most, if not all.
No, but so if they all can do it, then why don't they just fucking put it in escrow then? I think what you're trying to say is that they don't actually, right?
No, it's just they don't want to. I think what would change here is if they did away with the funding rule, then you wouldn't have to give over the money to the league office. It would be fully guaranteed, but the league and the player and everyone would trust you have it, so you're going to pay it eventually.
Okay, so now let's move on to another riveting topic. Rap sheet. This is something we're not going to run the video again because I did some.
I've seen it 3 times already.
Yes. By the way, so have I. But we're not going to run it again because it has been ripped everywhere else, but on that particular Twitter account and us. So I don't want to catch any, stray cease and desist.
Sure.
Some flack, some strikes or anything like that. I'm not trying to do that. I don't want to do that. But it's out there. Okay. We all right. Anyways, there is a video floating around that alleges Debo and A.J. Brown on a phone conversation, basically talking openly about their situation contractually with their respective teams. A.J. Brown's with the Tennessee Titans and Debo Samuel's with the San Francisco 49ers. They're talking in there, and basically they're going back and forth, and they share the same agent, and he's referencing this entire thing, and they're talking about their deal situation. What I took away from it mostly, Debo said, I ain't got no offer in there to A.J. Allegedly, if this is who is on the phone, we do not know if that's the case. It's off camera. Who knows? Right. Debo Samuel said, I ain't got no offer. But he didn't say it in like a spiteful manner. Sounds like there's still a lot of room in things that could happen between Debo and the San Francisco 49ers. In follow-up, it also, in that video, A.J. Brown said he was basically offered like $20 million and was told, hey, you probably can make more money elsewhere, but this is what we're offering you right now. So what have you heard about this video? What have you heard about the things that we learned potentially from this video, if it is real, and your thoughts on the entire situation?
All right. So first of all, I have not corroborated that this is real. I believe it is, but I want to talk on the assumption that it is real. Okay. Okay. And that the people in the video are who they appear to be, because otherwise this doesn't make any sense, right? So, I would say that is correct that Debo Samuel has not received an offer from the 49ers. From my understanding, he basically told them, like, I want to be traded. Don't make an offer. It's because that's like when people say, oh, it's probably about the money. Like, I don't think this is. Now, I mean, if he had an offer in hand of $25 million a year, might it make it more difficult to have started this whole thing? Yeah, I think had the 49ers made an offer initially, he'd have a lot more to think about, but they didn't. So he does not have an offer. He told them, don't make an offer. I want to be traded. So I think all of that was accurate. And, you know, it didn't seem like there was any like sort of animosity, like, well, why didn't they make an offer? I think Debo is fine with it because he wants to be traded, right? The A.J. Brown part of it, what I took from that is their opening offer was $20 million a year. Assuming that that is true, and that is actually because, you know, if he has an offer for $20 million, like teams don't make their best offer right away. These deals take time. Everyone always makes an offer and says, all right, you know, here's all we can do, and then you come back and like, actually we could. So like, I took it to be $20 million was the opening offer, which to me is probably a good place to be because it's going to go up from there, and he should make, let's say, somewhere between 20 and 25. So, you know, he's at least in the wheelhouse there.
Is this ever going to slow down, you think, with the receiver position? Or is this going to continue to go and go?
I mean, this is a special offseason where, like, all of these dudes are all in the same boat and all really good.
It's awesome.
And they all the same agent. Your friend Tory Dandy.
Dandy. We didn't know because he sounded like very, you know, proper. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to make sure I did him justice. Tory Dandy is actually Tory Dandy. Got it.
Dandy. Tory Dandy. Yeah.
He's a dandy.
Yeah. They all the same agent. They're all great. I would say based on where we are as an offense, like as an offensive league, you're going to get a ton of receivers with stats like this all the time. And it's really a question of, does everyone still do they pay them for the stats that they come up with, or does somebody say this is dumb? Like, you know, we can get another one in the draft. And I think what has happened is half the league says this is dumb. We can just get another one, and the other half says we have to pay them.
Yeah.
Right? So
I mean, Ian, I mean, you're playing somebody else's show in the
listening
middle
to
of
the Mets
show.
game.
This is Velas Jones's interview on NFL Network. I had you just take out. It's my earpiece right here.
No, it sounded good. I mean, it sounded good, but it was getting a little distracting because
I want to.
But you're right. There's two different philosophies in the NFL right now. People are going, or people are not at all.
They're diametrically opposed, and so you have the Chiefs who are like, "Cool, we love Tyreek Hill. He is awesome. We will take the next one in the draft." And the Dolphins who are like, "We have to have this guy," and it's led to just craziness and an offseason like I've never seen before.
Yeah, and hopefully this will be what off seasons look like all the time as people that are definitely doing live shows for at least the next few years.
Yep. Yes. Hell yeah.
Every single day.
Please. And reporters who like breaking news.
Hey, bingo. A lot of that. You got a lot of that going on right here next to us in a basement that is on NFL Network as well. I don't think that video is bad for anybody. Did you? When you watched it? I don't think. If it was real, I don't think it's bad for anybody.
No one said anything bad. It was all truth. It was people being honest, and there was nothing. It wasn't like, you know, this is why I hate the 49ers, or like this is why the Titans, or like nobody lowballed anyone. It was all fine. I would say it was not it's not great though, because anytime you have a situation where, let me speak for my family. If my mother,
how's your family? How's your family? How's your family?
If my mother was here recording private conversations and putting them on the internet, I personally would have a major problem with that. My mother does not, she posts on the interweb, but she does not post as it relates to me or my job. Neither do my family. None of that is good for anyone. When families get involved publicly, it always ends up bad. So that's the only part I have is like, business is business and that's all fine, but having someone broadcast it all to the internet when maybe not everybody knew they were being recorded, I do not like any of that.
Yeah, that's terrible. AJ Brown, like we were talking about that in the first hour, like AJ had no idea that what was going on there.
It's like, remember what happened to Julio when he and they just called him up online and, you know, he ended up getting traded. It was fine, but like that wasn't very good either.
Yeah, but business-wise, I don't think it affects anything for either party. But it is certainly an interesting situation, and hope it all works out for everybody. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, rap sheet. A car called in and he said the Pissed on Trees podcast said that Urinating Tree podcast said that the Jacksonville Jaguars were thinking about moving the number 1 pick. Is that real or is that just a crock of shit?
Not a single person reacted to either. That's what you guys thought the name was. You're fucking terrible people.
I just figured it wasn't that, but I didn't know what it was.
Oh, so you didn't want to step out of line because you don't know the actual answer.
Right.
It's Urinating Tree, dude. They kill.
Urinating Tree.
I've seen them on the internet a lot. You guys need to know.
I knew there was a tree in it, though.
Love the pooping trees.
Well, that's your problem. That's AJ's band. That's the Toilet Seat Boys.
Yeah.
Sorry about it, but the Jags.
No, it's a great podcast. I'm a big fan of whatever that is.
See,
yeah.
No, you don't know. Me and Ian know. You don't.
Urinating Trees. We knew.
What does that mean?
No, none of that's true.
I
think if the Jaguars could move from 1, they would definitely listen. My sense from this draft is everyone from 1 to like probably 7 or 8 or maybe more would like to move back because it seems like just, they grade all the players and it seems like the players from like 1 to 20 are like kind of similar.
Yes.
There's not like like last year, everyone knew Trevor Lawrence was going to be the number 1 pick. That's fine. He had the highest grade for almost every team. It's not like that this year. There's players clumped up. The grades are much more even. So everyone in the top would like to get back so they could get a similar player but pay less money. But when that happens, when everyone wants to get back, not a lot of people want to come up. So
Jerry Jones. Hey, is this because you've just gotten back into work after that full vacation you had, and you're like, oh shit, nobody really wants to draft anybody? Because like the whole draft week conversation, right, is Aiden Hutchinson, Travon Walker, Thibodeau maybe getting in there.
Mm-hmm.
When's the first quarterback going? Here we go. And then a caller called in, said Urinating Tree, great podcast, great group on the internet. They're talking about the Jags maybe wanting to trade out, and I don't know them well enough to know if that's via their sources or just punditry. But once that option was presented, you started thinking to yourself that all we've heard really from anybody speak about this draft, other than Jerry Jones, is everybody wants to move back. We didn't know if it was at the top, though. It sounds like you're hearing there's a lot of people that are also echoing those sentiments.
Yeah, and I think what's going to be interesting is I don't know that we'll get a trade real early, but one of the good players at the top is going to start slipping a little bit. And so you get, let's say it's Kayvon Thibodeau. Let's say he gets to 6 or 7. Does someone in the teens come up and go, this guy's too talented, I have to trade for this guy? Or does Charles Cross, let's say, get to 8 right before Seattle, maybe they want to tackle, and someone says, I got to trade for this guy. So it's really going to be, I don't think early we'll get fireworks, but as some of those players who are considered to be in the top 3 pick conversation slide a little bit, then someone will probably make a trade, and that's when it'll get kind of fun.
Thank you, Ian. Go ahead, Ty.
Rap sheet, given what you said about teams and their receiver philosophies, where would you put the Packers in that? Because I saw it was probably just bullshit, but people were mentioning that maybe Jordan Love gets traded on draft night plus a pick for Tyler Lockett or something like that. And every time one of these receivers comes up, Packers fans immediately say oh, bring him in. But are they more in the, hey, we're just going to get guys through the draft?
First of all, I'm not so sure Jordan Love gets traded. Look, anything's possible for the right price, but I think they like the value as a backup, and I still think they'd like to see what he is. They are more in the line of we can draft a receiver and develop him. Devonta Adams is awesome, second-round pick, right? Randall Cobb was very, very, very productive, was third-round pick, right? mid-round pick at some point. I forget where. Anyway, that's more their philosophy. The difference is if you have a special player. So my guess is the Packers will be among the teams interested in Deebo Samuel. Not saying they're going to do the deal, but I think they'd be interested. So it's like, yes, they would like to take one or maybe two receivers in this draft. They like the value. I think they're going to develop one. Aaron Rodgers is great. He makes receivers better. But if you have someone who's special, really, really special, then I think they'd be interested.
Chris Ballard said, nah. We're going in draft. Getting a wide receiver in the draft. Jarvis Landry out there. Odell Beckham Jr. out there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Earl Thomas, he coming back? What's going on with Earl Thomas? And what? Yeah,
I saw that. I would say it seems to me like a long shot. I just hope, when Earl Thomas left the NFL, he was going through some tough times. And I think it's been, sounds like it's been a somewhat difficult couple of years for him. The adjustment after the NFL is not fun for anyone. I hope he's in a really good place. If he is, in fact, healthy, of sound mind and body, ready to go, and in a great place to play football, I hope he gets signed. Because when he was playing, man, he was one of the best players in football. He's one of my favorite players in football. I just hope he's in a really good place to take on this challenge if this is what he wants to do.
he was electrifying. Go ahead, AJ.
Ian, how many quarterbacks go in the first round?
Oh, over 2.5 or under 2.5?
That's a perfect line.
Is it 2.5
I'll
or
say
3.5? It's 3.5 now. I'm sorry.
3.5?
Yeah, 3.5.
Ooh, interesting.
Under, he says.
That's what it
My
sounds
sense
like, yeah.
is one goes early. Maybe that's Malik Willis. One goes in the middle. Maybe that's Pickett. And then someone probably trades up into the first round to take a quarterback. So maybe that's Ritter. Maybe that's Sam Howell. Because the Lions have done all quarterback work, right? So I guess it's possible they take one or two. We'll see. But 32, they could take one. So who trades up over the Lions to take a quarterback? And does that mean 3 go in round 1? Or do the Lions say, okay, well, that's fine. We don't want him anyway. We'll take this other guy. So my guess is 3 or 4. I will go with 3. With someone, who didn't get one in the first round, trading up late into the round to kind of grab one.
Under 3.5 right now is at minus 250.
Oh, come on. Jesus Christ.
Makes me
Bad
think.
value?
No. Makes me think that they think that the 3 are going to go.
It's unbelievable. All right, we're getting out of here, Ian. Can't thank you enough for joining us, buddy. Any breaking news today? It's a Friday. This normally happens with the NFL.
Not yet, but I wouldn't rule out anything.
Oh! What is that? You've had a little teaser text with somebody?
There's a couple small things. I don't think. I mean, last time I said this, that there wouldn't be anything breaking. A deal ended up getting done way earlier than I thought. So
biggest deal.
I will say,
Debo to New England. He's saying
no.
Sounds like the Packers actually.
No, I will say this I don't know where Debo's going, but I don't think that Bill Belichick is a big fan of the trade for someone and then give him a contract. I don't think he likes that.
Go to hell.
Do you know anything about the Patriots? Did you cover the Patriots or anything?
A little bit, yeah. 3 years. Lived in South Boston. Great place.
Southie.
Big Southie guy.
Yeah, I bet.
L Street Tavern, greatest bar in the world.
Oh, yeah, except for those other ones.
No.
Capo.
All right, have a good one, Ian. We thank you for getting back to work, though. We do appreciate it. Hey, by the way, I'm up to something, Who?
I saw that on the internet.
I know. Ian did text me with the article. It was almost like his insider just couldn't help it. Like, excuse me?
Can confirm?
Excuse me?
Well, I'm like, maybe, it's like a little feeler text, and then I'm like, maybe Pat just tells me. Maybe if I'm like, hey, this is interesting, and then you go, actually, what this really is, but I didn't get anything, so. I got the shrug, essentially the shrug.
Did I text you back? I don't remember.
You did, which was nice. So I got it's like I got a text last night at 12:39 from a offensive coordinator whose brain I'm trying to pick, and he was like, "Hey, respect you. I'm just not going to give you any info." And I was like, you know what? Thank you for that very respectful text. That's kind of what yours was like.
Okay, yeah. I try my best because I honestly don't know, but you do know, and that's why we love talking to you. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rappaport. You just said, yeah, sure. What did you say? Yeah,
what was
sure.
that about?
Did he say yes, sir, or yes, sure?
No, he said, yeah, sure. I could tell by the look on his face, dude. He was like, yeah, sure, you don't know what you're going to do.
Fucking guy. He doesn't know shit about fuck. I know that Bill Belichick might trade for Debo.
Have we taken a break yet?
No.
Let's do that. and I'm probably going to get on the road. Albany, New York, AJ.
Oh, yeah.
How far of a flight?
It's upper New York, so pretty far.
Central,
2.5.
Central New York.
Hey, make sure you film the aliens again.
Hey, listen. They've been popping up, dude.
Turn into them, man. Have some balls. Tell old buddy to turn into them. We got to get close.
How do you turn into an alien?
Well, he wants me to
If
go
you
through
see
the
it.
portal.
I thought you meant like snap your fingers, boom, I'm an alien.
Well, that's probably what
Turn
aliens
into
do.
an alien.
Maybe that
Shapeshifters.
happens. I go through the portal.
Oh.
Hey, why don't you guys
Transfer?
do a giveaway? No, I'm not going to transfer. Ooh. Well,
Hold on.
What?
am I up to something?
Is there NFL?
All right. What? I don't know, dude. Anything could happen. It is a wild time. I'm going to get on the road, though. It is hour 40, I think. Hour 45 or something like that.
Not bad.
It's not bad, but it's certainly not like one of these short ones that could also be there, too. I love it, though. I've never been to Albany. First time. I'll be excited to be there, see the people. And then I literally just go, bam, to the arena. I judge a city strictly off its catering in the arena. And that is not how, that's not how it should go. How is the crowd? Are they juiced?
Yeah.
It's valid.
And how is the catering? For instance, Worcester last week,
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
electrified.
Let's go. I didn't know that. Let's go.
Yeah, the arena was loud.
Shout
What
out.
arena? Like, who plays in the arena that you guys are going to?
I have no idea, dude. I got no clue.
Probably
There's all these arenas
Albany's
out
men's
there.
basketball team.
Fucking Albany River Rats.
Probably the Albany
River
River
Rats.
Is it?
Good squad.
What's that? That's
PL,
Ice
professional
hockey.
lacrosse, inside doors.
It's an ice hockey team. See this guy? He's too
That's a
confident.
He's a problem.
He's too confident.
It is.
I know they got a pretty good indoor lacrosse team, box lacrosse.
All right. Everybody else.
I love all the accents Connor's been kind of diving into lately. It's been fun.
Yeah, he's kind of become a champion of accents.
A little bit of a champion.
And I will be a champion of gobbling this weekend.
How about that Tory Donby guy? Donby.
That guy.
He's in the middle of it all right now. He's starting to drink.
Sounds like
Yeah.
he's a good agent.
Yeah, sounds like he's a good gambler.
Yeah,
Good gambler.
Good gambler, that guy. All right, everybody have an incredible weekend. We will see you. I will see you on Monday. The boys will take you home here. Do a giveaway, will you?
Yeah, I already got the
it.
hashtag. Should we just do it right now?
No. I don't want to be here for it. All right. See you, everybody. You're the best. Thanks to all the guests. Thanks to everybody. Probably phone calls on the other side with the rest of the boys. I'll be in Albany. Bye. Why is football the greatest sport on earth? And do you think football is the greatest sport on earth? And why do you like football?
That's a really deep question there, Pat.
I know. I think I'd get a good answer out of you, though. Like, I think you'd be able to talk about it in a way that I think a lot of people haven't because you've been at the pinnacle of it for so damn long and inside of it. And your brain is a pretty fantastic one. We've learned here over the last few weeks, obviously. Last few weeks, that's it. That's all the time we've learned that.
I think it's the greatest sport in the world for one main reason. It is a true team sport where it is damn near impossible for one person to dominate an entire game. And if you look at other team sports, basketball with 5 guys on the court, I think you've seen multiple players over the years. Maybe one player, or maybe 1 or 2 players on a squad be able to dominate and win championships. Baseball, you can have a dominant pitcher and win championships. Soccer, you can have a dominant forward and or goalie. That seems to be a little more of a team sport, but you don't have 11 players engaged at the same time on every play. It is truly a sport reliant on every player on the field to do their job in order to be successful. And I think that's why at times, certain star players can get maybe too much credit and maybe too much blame on the flip side, because it does take so many players at the same time in 3 phases to win football games. And I think that's the beauty and the draw of our sport, is that something new happens all the time, because you are literally dealing with 11 humans on the field at one time who all have lives outside of football, and there's distractions, there's a reliance on coaching, there's a reliance on preparation, there's a reliance on diet and performance. I just think there's so many facets to it that you see something new every single week, and I think that's the beauty in our game. When it comes to the love that I have for it, it's rooted, and I think like any player who's played for a long time, the love is not just about our sport, it's about competition. And I think there's nothing in the world for me that fills that need and that hole I have like competition. I think Players who play for a long time at a high level, you have that need to be satiated competitively, and it's a love of going out there and going against guys and being in an environment where you know that nothing is guaranteed. And that's why at times I've taken umbrage to people saying that it's easy, because it's not easy. It's never easy. And I think that's the beauty in our game, is that you see things new every single week. It's never easy. And your only thing you're guaranteed is the ability to compete. I love that aspect of it. I love competing. I love going out there and harnessing the fear of failure, where I think so many people who maybe don't love football as much, the root of that is a deep fear of failure, that you might go out there and your best might not be good enough, and that's not okay with you.
Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show. I am AJ Hawk, sitting in here with the boys. Pat is off to Albany, New York for SmackDown later tonight. We will be bringing you home the last couple minutes in this hour. And the boys, you guys are all still there. I know we have some phone calls. Whoever is pulling up those calls, let me know if you guys find anybody good. You can pop up whoever you think the best one is right now.
Before we
we got a giveaway, AJ. I know you.
Oh,
hate the
my bad, I
people.
jumped the gun. Sorry, you guys.
Well,
take it away.
I know you hate giving the people anything because you hate everybody, but we figured we'd get this out of the way.
Don't
so
put your mojo on me, Connor. You know that's you.
My mojo. I love the people more than I love myself. You can't stand the people, and that's why I'm the one that's doing this, because you don't want to.
Okay, fair
enough. Anyways, we'll be giving away 10 $599 prizes. What you're going to have to do is obviously use the hashtag PMS up to something season, not season spelled out, SZN, PMS UPTOSOMETHING Okay? AJ, you got that?
Nope, not even close.
Okay, PMS up to something season, SZN, and you're going to guess what, Pat and we all are up to something. Only wrong answers, though.
Wrong answers
Wrong
only.
answers only.
So you got to remember.
So how do you win?
We'll
pick
select the 10
one.
ones that, maybe gave us a
Yeah.
And, that they'll win one of the 10 $599 prizes. Include your cash tag. Right? Do you have to tag Cash App or no? You don't have to tag Cash App.
Just include the
your
cash
cash tag. Hashtag PMS up to something season SZN season. Okay.
Wrong answers only.
Wrong answers
only.
Okay, yeah, we'll hit that before we sign off here. I know Mitt is on the phone. Mitt, is there any way you could dial up Daryl? I believe in Ireland, from what I'm seeing.
Daryl's on.
Daryl, what's on your mom, pal?
Hey, boys.
Good moving.
Daryl.
Hey, boys, what's the crack?
Just keep it cracking.
What's the crack? I wanted to talk to you. It's unfortunate Pat's not there, but I want to talk to you about the anti-Irish rhetoric that's been going on the show recently.
Thank you, Daryl.
let's
It's
talk
about
it.
time.
I'm sick of it.
I'm fucking sick of it. I'll tell you this much. Started last year on St. Paddy's Day when Pat talked a great fucking talk about Ireland and St. Patrick's Day and Pittsburgh, and then he says, yeah, but the Irish people are shit. They don't like me. They called me a fucking dumb yank.
They did.
Wow.
Yeah,
do that
they
when-
said he
when
said
you go to
that he got
Ireland.
treated like shit over there.
Happened to
like
me
that
too.
That
He said
happened.
he got treated like shit.
Happened
Does he
to
not
Fox.
understand that the more Irish people fucking give out about you and make fun of you, that's just a show of love?
Didn't seem like it was that though.
No, it's
Yeah.
definitely out of hate.
It didn't seem like
Not
that.
tough
They
love.
weren't taking the
and
piss
then
out of him.
Yesterday, it tipped it all off when you had Amanda Serrano,
and she's going to get her head beaten off her by the best Irish boxer of all time, Katie Taylor.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't appreciate that. There wasn't a word about Katie being the best in the world.
Talking about Amanda Serrano said that she's two of the best pound for pound going at it. And there's so much respect. Did you listen?
I listened to everything. It was pure. I know her shite.
Shite.
I appreciate Daryl. Thank you for the call, buddy. We will see what I'll talk to Pat actually too. We'll see what we can do about the so-called Irish hate, I guess, coming on the show. One more call. I want to get to John from Pennsylvania, if you can, Mitt.
Daryl might. I've never met an Irish guy named
Don't
Daryl.
worry.
Hey, how's it going, boys? How we doing?
Keep moving. What's up, John?
Hey, AJ, just want to thank you for all the memories as a Packers, playing with the Packers, a big Packer fan. Used to live out of Milwaukee. Currently living out in PA.
Thank you.
Thank you, AJ.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, AJ Hawk.
Hell yeah.
You got a question, John?
No wonder you picked this caller. You wanted it. You get it.
No, you'll hear. Hopefully, if Mitt is right, what he has in the
it
thing.
gets
Let's
better.
hear it. What do you got, bud?
Boston, got a question, man. You being a Patriots fan, have you ever stopped to consider thanking Pennsylvania for giving you the New England Patriots?
Should think about it.
Nope, never.
What happened? What do you mean?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, dude?
What are you talking about? I don't fucking know.
Hey, freaking Patriots, they were founded in Pottsville, Pennsylvania, home of Yingling beer, the finest craft beer in the nation.
Oh, Dick Yingling.
Sweet.
Nice.
Is that
Hell
true?
yeah. I don't know. I thought the Patriots, like, back in the American Revolution, were founded in Pennsylvania. That's where I thought that's where it started. Shout out PA.
I got to pick on Ty. Ty, you being from the Midwest, man.
Hang up.
I mean, how does it feel coming from the Midwest, knowing that there's all these serial killers out there?
Ooh.
I mean, you got
Oh, shit.
Good luck going back from that one.
Hey, that's what happens, pal. Not a lot to do out there, you know? I mean, I'm not speaking for all of them, but what are you going to do?
Hey, you didn't raise any of them.
Thank you for the
You're
call,
right.
John. That's a known thing. There's a lot of serial killers around the Midwest. A lot of them come from the Midwest for whatever reason. Now, John Wayne Gacy gets a lot of play on here on this show because he and Ty have close family ties from what I hear.
Stop it. We got 30 seconds. That's not how you're ending Feel Good Friday, pal. Shut your
You're
fucking
right.
mouth.
You're right. Hey, hit the hashtag one more time, Connor.
It is hashtag PMS up to something season. PMSUPTOSOMETHINGSZN.
Add your hashtag wrong answers only.
Boom.
There we go. Wrong answers only. Can't wait. Guys, appreciate it. Thank you so much for the week. Cannot wait for next time. So we will see you Monday.
Wow. Hey, you slaughtered that.
Yeah.
That was on the button.
Nailed it. I didn't think we're doing after hours.
Oh, yeah. Well, we have to get off anyways because the first hour is getting moved to
Oh, yeah. It
last hour.
starts, right?
Mhm. Yeah, it starts in a little
Okay,
bit.
good. Well, Connor, you doing something for your birthday quick?
No. I'm not doing shit. I will be watching the Celtics, though. Absolute lock tonight. Tomorrow.
Celtics a pretty good team. What about the rest of you guys? You doing anything?
Yeah. Yankees play the Guardians tonight, so I'll be locked in on that.
Yeah, very nice. At first, weekend in Indy where it's...
Yeah, it's supposed to be very, very nice this weekend.
80 plus tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's going to be 80 degrees all weekend. It should be an awesome weekend for everybody out there. I know Goop will probably be going around that fountain taking pictures of himself, trolling some ladies. So Goop, good luck out there, man.
Thank you, AJ.
What are you doing, AJ?
Always good to hear you, my friend. Tons and tons of games this weekend. We have a lot of sports activities, but it's going to be awesome. We'll be outside the whole time.
I hope you
Be
get
fun.
some good weather.
Yeah, get some W's, too.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we're going to hustle. We hustle and we dive on loose balls in basketball games. We play hard. So, guys, appreciate it. Thank you. I know we got to get off here. But, yeah, I will see you guys Monday. I'm sure plenty of stuff will break tonight over the weekend.
Hell yeah.
Overreaction Monday, off-season edition will come next. So, thanks, guys. We'll see you later.
Hell yeah.